Come on, it's 6 o'clock. Rise and shine, rise and shine.
It's time for Early Break, brought to you by Gaina Trucking. Live from Lincoln, America. Here's Jake Sorensen.
Did seem kind of meh.
Husker Online, Steve Sipple.
Surprisingly good.
And longtime college football assistant coach, Bill Busch.
I want to buy a couple ducks. I'm bringing 2 ducks to the office.
This is Early Break.
Good morning. Happy Monday to you. Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, Bill Busch on Early Break. We're all back. On Friday, it was just Bill and Nick filling in. Big Swim was here.
I forgot.
And
Bella.
And Bella was here.
Bella crushed it for us. It was
To be
a fun day.
expected. To be expected by Bella.
Yeah.
To be
I was
expected.
Nick.
Swim.
Big Swim was very well prepared. Big Swim is very well prepared. He had things.
He wouldn't let you down. He would not let you down, Bill.
He did give the answer to one of the game show questions.
Oh no!
In his question.
Oh, he did.
Gave the answer. He gave the answer in the question. Yes.
That happens sometimes.
That
No,
happens
nobody's
sometimes.
perfect. He makes it about.
We know that, Jake. I know.
He makes it about 5
He's
times.
perfect.
He makes it 5 times a year. He messes up 1 of 5. It's fine. It works. But we appreciate Big Swim for helping out.
Thank you for
We're back.
I texted Jake last night knowing he was arriving late.
Yes, you
To
did.
make sure that if there'd be coffee, I said I have to ask now because there's been a history.
Because somebody pulled shenanigans, not you, and unplugged the coffee machine.
We think it's
from
Farley.
it had to be Farley.
Yes.
He claims it was not. He told me he did move it back. He says, I didn't unplug it, though. I'm saying crap, but bull crap. He definitely did. Bull crap. Bull crap, Farley. You unplugged the coffee machine. It's okay.
I did notice there's saltines back there.
Yeah.
Well, that's your breakfast, and enjoy that later on once you go back there for some breakfast.
I don't know that I will eat them.
You will.
There would have to be. I mean, I would eat over probably 64,000 things before I'd have a saltine cracker.
Speaking of Farley, look who's in the building.
Yeah.
Terrell Farley's behind us.
Yeah.
Look at him. There he is.
T. Farley.
T. Farley's in the house.
I'm not a saltine cracker guy.
I don't understand that.
But who really is, though?
I am.
They're.
I will put jelly and peanut butter on them and devour them. Devour them one after another. Jelly, peanut
I
butter,
don't like
jelly,
that
peanut
take.
butter.
I'm not with you on that one.
Not with you on that.
Not
one
with you
either.
there, Sip.
Hey, gals, that's fine.
How was your trip? How was your steak
Let's
dinner?
go to East Lansing here.
Yeah.
How was your
was
trip?
quiet, but I'll tell you what, it was an interesting, from a restaurant perspective. We went to a restaurant that only had 11 tables and 8 stools, and you had to reserve stool even. And I never had a tomahawk ribeye.
You had the tomahawk?
I had a tomahawk ribeye with a big, it has a big rib
It's
in
at least $100. It's at least $100.
Yeah, that's a $100 steak minimum.
And it was good. I mean, it was really good. And they have a tomahawk in there. I mean, it's the bone.
Yeah.
The bone.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good
The whole,
restaurant. I've
the
never
reason
seen a
they
restaurant.
call it a tomahawk because it looks like a tomahawk. Not because there's a
You can
tomahawk.
throw the thing.
There's not a tomahawk placed in the steak.
I didn't pick it up and eat it.
Yeah.
I thought about it.
Like
Now,
Fred Flintstone would have done?
Yeah. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yes.
Having a
Gotcha.
The room was about as
brontosaurus
big
rib.
as this one. It was literally like I've never been in a smaller restaurant. The room was maybe 2 of this room. And then there was a bar in one far end. 11 tables. That's all it was. It was good. It was beautiful though.
Were there any Husker fans there?
No, because it was you had to have reservations, and it was Parents' Weekend at Michigan State, so there was a lot of that. There was a lot of family in town, but it was sleepy. Ooh, it was quiet. It was a quiet. It didn't feel like a big game. I'm just saying. It was quiet. Quiet in the hotel, quiet in the streets, quiet in the stadium. Yeah.
It looked like it was fairly quiet in the stadium.
It wasn't
looked like it was about 40,000.
Yeah, let's see what the crowd was.
I never quite go by that. Just give us a ballpark. The number's always lower than whenever.
Oh God, they announced it at 63. I don't think it was 63.
No,
Didn't appear like that on TV.
40, 45.
That's what it looked.
45?
There's a lot of empty seats.
Yeah, it wasn't horrifyingly bad. I've seen worse. I mean, way worse actually. I was actually kind of impressed with the Michigan State fans, but it didn't have a big game feel. But it was, I'd have nothing wrong with East Lansing.
They had lost 6 straight games coming in. You understand why it wouldn't have a big game feel. They hadn't won a game since mid-September. So there we go.
Yeah, that was against Richmond, the Spiders.
Against the Spiders.
They upset the Spiders September 8th.
Then they lost to Washington, and after that, it was all losses. for Michigan State.
All right, so that was that. Yeah, it was fun. It was a good trip.
Before I get into the game itself, in terms
Fresno.
of I was in California. I got to tell you, I told Bill several times this trip and this morning, the West Coast time, it sucks. Pacific time sucks.
I don't like it either.
I should not have to go to a sports bar at 9 a.m. to watch football being played. And by the way, there's only one bar open, and it was the Field House, a place that Adrian Martinez's jersey is framed in, former Husker, which is a very cool sight.
Is it a Husker jersey or a?
Yes, Husker jersey, all number 2 stuff from him. No Kansas State, all
well, it could have been his high school jersey.
It was Nebraska.
Yeah.
So shout out to that. And it was a great bar, but the only sports bar open in the entire Fresno/Clovis area was the Field House, and it was great. But that's it. That's
Clovis.
It. And then also, I told Bill, I mean, again, it was early for everyone, but the game yesterday, the Dolphins-Chiefs game, was over by 9:30 in the morning in my Pacific time zone.
I was watching the game, and we're early Sunday morning. I go, Jake's watching this right now.
It was 6:30.
It's 2 hours earlier.
God. I had a wedding the night before. I woke up after a late night and to watch that crap of a game at 6:30 in the morning, which ended, before the hotel breakfast went from 6 to 10. It was the breakfast started before the game and ended after the game was over. That's how early that game was. Ridiculous. Let's stop playing overseas in Germany and London.
Frankfurt.
I'm out.
Big cheese.
I'm all for it. When you sent the tweet, I believe it was about that they're smoking in the stands.
Yeah, that's right.
Smoke cigarettes.
I thought you might appreciate that.
That was incredible.
Are they smoking?
Well, I saw a Dolphins reporter say this is weird. I'm seeing people smoking cigarettes in the stands here. This is uncommon. We don't see this in America.
It sounded like a Chiefs game. The Chiefs contingent was loud. It was loud.
Yeah.
If you just tuned in, you'd be like, oh, there's
Swifty was not there.
She was not there. But Germany's probably trying to find a team to root for, and the Chiefs have won a couple Super Bowls. That's the team of Germany
I just love when they show the crowd and people are in all kinds of jerseys, Titans, and every jersey that there is.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful study.
Then there's another game in Frankfurt, or there's another game in Germany.
I don't know which one that is, but I think it's coming up. But that was
happy.
No, I was pretty pissed
you
about
don't like the Germany thing.
It wouldn't have bothered you all if the Dolphins
if they'd won. Yeah,
down 20-0.
That would have been better.
That
would have been better, Bill.
Yes,
would have been a better feeling. They still pushed to the end. Yeah, they were in it. They had a chance to tie it up at the end.
I just like to have been sitting with Jake when they had the turnover. And he pitched the ball back to the guy who ran 60 yards for a touchdown.
He didn't want to be there. Words were said.
Words were said
loudly. Some profanity was in there.
Was there?
And
was anybody looking at you?
No, I was in my hotel room.
Oh, you were in your okay. You weren't.
Thank God for that. If I was in public for that, I'd have been kicked out of the hotel.
Tyreek Hill.
Bad game for Tyreek.
Tyreek Hill put it on the ground.
I'd say questionable if he caught the ball, if his forward progress was done. I'm just going to say that. They review that. Yeah. It's fine. Lost the game fair and square. Some things I'm not sure about. I'm not going to blame the refs on this one. They helped the Dolphins out in the second half in some capacity. But that play, I would say, it's worth a review to see if it was a fumble. But Dolphins lose.
Who's that safety? Ran it back. Edwards?
Was his name? Cook. I never heard of him before. Yeah. McDuffie caused the fumble. Cook.
We need to quick talk about this right now. Jake's not happy.
Not happy.
All right, we'll get to NFL tomorrow.
Winners and losers tomorrow.
That's idle chit chat. Anything else, Bill, for you? Idle chit chat.
I spoke to the Nebraska Wesleyan football team Friday night.
Okay, that's significant.
Yeah, what I enjoyed about it the most was obviously the young men were incredible, very attentive. It wasn't a big deal, but it was fun to catch up with a lot of former coaches that I knew there. Paul Harris was there, who was with me when I was a graduate assistant here at Nebraska, and he was a student assistant here. Unbelievable coach, does a great job. So it was great to catch up with him. But my favorite part, I was telling Bella, was it was a nice night Friday night here, very nice. And so I parked way at one end of the stadium for where I had to of the campus where I had to be. So I walked the entire campus.
Yeah.
On the way there?
Did you? It was nice campus.
It was kind of fun. It's a little nostalgic. I'm like, okay, remember being here.
That's nice.
I've not walked the campus very much, and so that was kind of cool. I go back there again for a business symposium in like a week.
Oh, good God.
Yes.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Yeah. So,
symposium.
Because people want me for business. I never took a business class in my life. I'm talking to the business students.
You can tell them about the ticket.
But the ticket. The ticket.
All right, that's Idle Chit Chat, sponsored by our friends at Newton's Lawn Care. Nebraska goes, that's it. Nebraska goes on the road to East Lansing. Sip was at the stadium. You said it was a little bit quiet.
What was the
in
food?
East Lansing. Yeah, what was the food?
What they have there in the press
it's
box?
not. Now the press box is gorgeous.
Is it?
Yeah, it is. It's beautiful. It's one of the most beautiful press boxes there is. In fact, it's interesting because they seat the visiting media on one end, and then there's a big area separating you from the other media for some reason, which is fine. But the media food is not. It's not a good situation. They do give you vouchers, but the only two things you could get is a brat or a hot dog. You can get a pretzel, a big pretzel, and the big pretzels are good. Big soft pretzel. I got that out of the gate.
Did you have a brat or a hot dog?
I went with the brat. It was fine.
That sounds good.
It was fine.
Good idea.
But the prices are super high. So after you get through your passes, your two voucher things, man, a box of popcorn's $5.
Really?
Box of popcorn's $5. Twizzlers $3.
That's standard for Twizzlers.
Is it?
Yeah, I don't think that's outrageous.
At a game? Yeah, it'd be a
$5
PBA
for
for
popcorn
that.
seemed outrageous. I paid it.
How big was the popcorn?
It was just like a box in Nebraska.
Jolly
Okay.
Time?
I don't know the brand name. It was fine though. It was good. Everything was great. It was a great trip. I enjoyed the trip.
Safely there, safely back. Nebraska loses this game 20-17. Again, as we said off the bat, Michigan State had lost 6 straight games coming into this day. They had not won since mid-September against Richmond, as Bill pointed out.
A good Richmond team.
Very good Spiders team. And again, Nebraska had the chance to get the monkey off their back and simply get to bowl eligible. You can say all you want about the Big Ten West rate, but to get the monkey off their back and win this game on the road, get to 6 wins, would have been enormous for the squad.
Big missed opportunity.
But they lose 20-17 again. -3 in turnovers. They're now -12. -12 on the football season. And the numbers of Heinrich Harburg, of course, against a really bad passing defense, 12 for 28, 129 yards, 2 interceptions, and no touchdowns.
I ran into a guy,
Passing.
a smart fan at the Omaha airport last night when we didn't get in till the early evening. And he asked a great question. He said, what was the problem? Was it the offensive line or was it Harburg? And
What was your answer?
I said it was a lot of it was the offensive line. I mean, it was
They had some troubles. A lot of troubles.
Oh, a lot of trouble.
They had a lot of troubles.
They played one of their worst games in terms of pass protection. He was pressured on 21 of 37 dropbacks, and they blitzed once all game. One blitz. So what you're talking about is, he's pressured and there's 7 or 8 back. 7 or 8 are in coverage. It wasn't a good situation. And I think that's why Rule in the post game was hesitant to criticize. He was asked directly about Harburg's play.
Want to hear that?
Yeah.
Here's Matt Rule post game on
Jake.
Heinrich Harburg's performance from East Lansing.
I'd have to watch the tape to see Heinrich. I thought he ran the ball ran the ball well at times, made some good explosive plays. So I know he competed. He brought us back. I'd have to just go back and watch the tape. I know those last 2 the ball was knocked out of his hands. So you guys probably had a better vantage point on the replay than I do from the field. So I'd have to go back and see what exactly that was and why those things happened.
Yeah, I mean, again, under pressure on 21 of 37 dropbacks.
7 sacks for Michigan State in this game.
7 sacks. Now, I'd say 3 of them you would credit to Heinrich. 4 of them to the offensive line. The right side really struggled. Ben Hart and Nordy Nuili. They got blown up a lot. Nuili admitted it he said it after the game. So, yeah, I mean, it's the old thing at Nebraska. Do they have enough around Harburg? But he threw some bad passes. He did. His 2 picks were, I don't know. I thought the first pick where it looked like he had Bullock streaking down the left side.
Oh, he did have Bullock. He did have him
Safety
for
was
sure.
coming over. You can see it up top a little better. The safety was coming over. He would have had to throw a dart in there.
But he threw it 15 yards to the right.
He threw it. He missed his mark by 15.
By 15 yards to the right.
I thought the ball maybe slipped out of his hand.
Confirm it was not windy.
No, there's no wind.
Okay.
There was
It
zero
was
wind.
not windy in this
It was
game.
inverted wind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Meaning.
No wind. -1.
Yeah. God, that you just blew my mind. What would it be if it was inverted? Anyway, no, yeah, the flags were.
It was a classic move on the by Bullock on the replay I showed. It was you have a smash concept. We used to use the term bang 8, where he fakes as if he's going to the 7 cut to the corner, and then
do you know what he's talking about here, Jay?
Bangs it back inside. So it's a double move.
The double banger.
Yeah, a double move, and he beat the safety aired, and because on that technique you're supposed to always stay on the inside, and that's what left Bullock wide open.
Did somebody fall down? Nobody fell down?
No, the safety got beat back inside.
Okay.
Yeah. And what happens is that, like I said, it's off of a smash concept. But it was a really good route that was run by
Harburg should have probably completed the pass.
It appeared to it appeared as if he had a good chance. If he keeps the ball, if nothing else, just outside.
That's what I was telling the guys in the box.
The ball outside.
That's exactly what I said to the guys in the box. You had to keep it outside. But he threw it way inside.
Right down the middle of the field, actually.
Yeah.
Right down the middle of the field.
Yeah, it was a bad throw. And the bad throw to Fedoni, and the other pick was a bad throw, too. Had Fedoni. So I don't know. Now, I know what's going on here, Jake, and probably on the text line, people are screaming, don't defend Harburg. Is there any screaming?
Oh, there's people upset about the situation for sure.
It's a little more complicated than just putting it on Harburg's shoulders. I don't know what they'll do going forward, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's Harburg out there on Saturday. We'll have to ask today. But if you go back and watch the game, look at the grades, you'll see that the offensive line had probably its second worst performance of the year. Pass protection. Okay.
Again, 12 tackles for loss, 7 sacks for Michigan State. That's
12 tackles for
12
loss.
tackles for loss. Nebraska was behind the chains a lot in this football game.
I thought
total yardage was.
Let's get that. I got that for you, Bill. Nebraska in this game, total yards, had 283 yards. Michigan State, 295.
So close there. It wasn't a huge disparity. I kept saying to the guys in the box, I don't like the way this is going. Michigan State had Nebraska on its heels a lot of the day. It was the aggressor coming out. I give them credit. I give them a lot of credit. They looked okay.
As you watch the game from just let's say for myself, from a college coaching football standpoint, there were some things that Michigan State did that also was mind-blowing.
Like
the 2 passes late in the game that they threw to, because
it blew D'Antonio's mind.
It did too. They showed D'Antonio on the sideline. He did an eye roll. Yeah. It was like, what are we doing? Don't forget too, at the one time at the very end, right there, they also called a halfback pass.
They did. Yes,
they called a halfback pass. They just didn't throw it. They called it, which they missed the field goal on that, which was a loss of 4.
Yep.
They probably run the ball. Probably get 3-4 yards. I'm not saying they're going to blow it up, but they're going to probably end that series 8 yards closer, ball in the middle for the field goal to make it have to be a touchdown to beat you. Nope, they don't do it. They throw it twice. Think about how tight the game was at the end.
It was tight.
That should never happen. That should never happen from a coaching perspective. Then Nebraska should have had that much time left.
Nebraska had plenty of time, and then the thing now, as far as the refs go, one of the things that went unnoticed late was when Coleman, with about 39 seconds left, he caught a pass over the middle and had a first down. If they marked it correctly, it wasn't marked correctly. It was second and
1, right?
Or second and 1. Second and 1, right?
That looked very questionable. Now they didn't really go over that in great detail in the replay. But I remember when he caught the ball, I was watching the game. I'm like,
first down.
I'm like, clock's still running.
Yeah, because he didn't get first down.
He was passed it by a yard.
I thought he had 11 yards.
Lost 15 seconds there.
I will say this. Yeah. There's calls in every game. As I watched, which I'll get into later, the amount of football I watched, the calls that you see in every game, it's insane. You're just like, how did that get
What's going on?
How did that happen?
What's going on?
I don't know, but there's some calls in every game where you are just completely mystified by what went on.
What is happening out there? That's what I'd like to know, because I was telling the guys when we were driving from East Lansing to Detroit, I don't get on refs. I've just never done it in my whole career, but it's become glaring that the amount of things that you see.
It'd be interesting to see the other side. Let's just take this game. Just take Nebraska, Michigan State. If you talk to Michigan State fans, I would imagine they've got 4 or 5 calls.
Probably.
Where they just go, can you believe this wasn't called?
I'm not suggesting that.
Happen?
Yeah, I'm not.
But I don't disagree with Husker fans either that there were some calls there that were confusing at the time. I really didn't think the last call on the fumble on I thought the ball came out of his hand. I thought the ball was knocked out of his hand.
So you thought that was a fumble.
I didn't think that was an egregious call.
Right.
I didn't think that was an egregious call.
I thought it was a fumble.
I thought the spot was.
Yep.
I thought I didn't think that was when they called it. I go, and you kind of have to do that. They can always stop that. But if you call that incomplete right there,
clock
stops and it was a fumble,
right?
I mean, because they got back on it, that's a big deal. They could have came back and fixed it, but I thought the spot was. But every game there's some calls you're just like, wow.
Oh yeah. Now I want to make something clear. I'm not suggesting Nebraska lost because of the refs. I'm not doing that. I'm just saying that there's calls on both sides where you're like,
You want to know one thing about the refs you should like? Nebraska had no penalties in this game. 0 penalties. Michigan had 7 for 70.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing, though. It was canceled out, that advantage. And, Michigan State had 70 yards of penalty yardage, 70. Nebraska 0. Canceled out by special teams. Net punt, average yards, the net punt average for Michigan State was 47.7.
Correct.
For Nebraska, it was 28.2. So cancel out the penalty thing.
That's a lot. You always look at in the special teams world. You always look at hidden yardage.
Right.
And that's hidden yardage. That's the hidden yardage that goes on in a game that you don't see.
So Buschini had one of his worst games.
So did he roll an ankle?
Maybe.
There's one punt. It looked like he looked kind of off balance or something.
Buschini had 5 punts. He had a long of 45, an average of 35.4. Only one of those inside the 20. Meanwhile, the Michigan State punter Ryan Eckley had 7 punts, 3 inside the 20, a long of 57, an average of 48.3.
He could just launch. He could just launch because Nebraska wasn't returning. They had Kemp available to catch, not to return. So he was just fair catching everything. So what can you do as a punter? You don't have to worry about out kicking your coverage. You can just hammer it.
Yep.
And that's what he was doing. He was hammering it.
It does make a difference if you hit a line drive ball.
Right.
And it's not being returned.
They knew it wasn't going to be returned.
We do have a stat on punt returns for the season for Nebraska.
Mm-hmm.
Nebraska has 9 punt returns through 9 games for 24 yards this season. 9.
You got to be 9. Now, the thing that
that's
I don't
one
know.
Per game.
Yeah.
Keep track.
So what happened was last week, a couple balls rolled past the backup returner. He muffed 1 too. So they went with stability. This is what rules said. They went with a stable approach. And as far as aggression goes, he said they were going after punts. Now I think they got close on 1 or 2.
They did get close on 1 for sure.
Okay. And I know what he was doing, and it makes sense because my whole thing is I don't like the message that sends in terms of it sends a non-aggressive message. I don't like the posture you're in when you're just saying we're fair catching everything. But I guess what his reply would be, well, yeah, but we were going after punts. So
the thing that when you have it, punt return game is just like playing poker. There are certain ones you go all in on. So if you have space, you want the return. If you get a hang time, it's a 39, 40-yard punt with great hang time. There's just nothing there. Don't go all in on that one.
No,
there's nothing there. But it appears if there was a little bit more space in this game to have, because if you can get, like I said, your goal is always a first down. That's if you're like, hey, if we can get 10 yards, that's incredible. But also fielding the ball cleanly and getting 8 yards, that's a big deal. Advancing it does help you, but to not to say the word in defense, but from being in that position before, how important it is to have someone that does field the ball correctly is huge. Because if you make an error with the ball hitting the ground, every time the ball hits the ground, it rolls 18 yards.
I know.
That's
and it happened to him.
And so that's
week.
That's a bad thing. Also, if you turn it over and you muff one or put it on the ground, that's a 45-yard turnover.
I know it's bad.
I mean, that's like an interception.
Can't do it on the road.
So I understand when someone says we have to build to make sure we handle our phase.
That's fair.
That when I used to always say on punt return, there's going to be 2 calls when the play's over. It's either touchdown Nebraska or first down Nebraska. I mean, you possess the ball.
That's right.
That's fair. Now Kemp wasn't okay. So Kemp made the trip and fielded punts. Didn't play as a receiver. So he was just there to catch a punt.
But then at the very end of the game, they put Ethan Nation in for a punt return
when they needed one.
They got 4 yards.
Right. When
we
they
haven't seen him
one.
at all. Has he done it at all this year? Has he returned a punt this year?
I don't think so.
I think the answer is no.
Right.
So you put a guy out there that has not returned a punt this year in a critical situation. Could have,
that's nerve-wracking.
Yeah,
that's nerve-wracking. True freshman. The thing that I don't understand, and Bill can help me with it. I mean, don't you have a guy on your roster that can field a ball in advance? I mean, they do. They probably do at Ethan Nation. That'd be probably their. But why not put him out there all game?
I would imagine it's something to do with ball security potentially.
That's what it is. I mean, sure, that's what it is.
I know that. Doss is a returner. That was
Jaden Doss.
This would be one that could. He's dynamic with the ball in his hands. Malachi is really not a punt returner type body. Those big long guys are usually not at the length. Aren't usually the punt return that you see.
More shifty.
More, yeah. Because anytime you have a really good punt return, I've done this study forever. If you have a good return of 20 plus yards, no matter what, the returner has made 2 guys completely miss.
Yeah.
And so it's not just everyone's blocked. So the goal was always, myself doing it, was get him started, which means have him protected to field the ball in his first 5 yards. He started. Get him started. And then after that, he's going to make a couple misses. So you have to have the dynamic shiftiness to be able to get
like DeJuan Gross. DeJuan Gross, Jake. I would remind Jake of this. In 2001, he averaged 14.3 yards per return.
That's awesome. He was so good.
He averaged 14.3 yards per return. That year, 2001, when they played Miami, they had 853 punt return yards. At damn near 1,000.
He scored in the title game. He scored a touchdown.
Yeah, Miami hadn't given up anything all year, and Nebraska returned a punt against them. Yep. Nebraska had more punt return yards against Miami in that game than Miami had allowed all year. I mean, those were the days. I mean, DeJuan Grosses don't come around every year. And in fact, that year they put 2 back. They put Gross back and Keogh Craver back, and Craver averaged 11. They put that's when George was putting 2 back. Well, he always put 2 back. But yeah, 14.3 DeJuan. Now this year it's 9 for 24. Now again, different age and all that. I don't complain about too much. Now Nebraska did some things good. Right? There's some things they did good. They kind of ran the ball well. The running backs ran 26 times for 111 yards, I think.
So what
combined? 26 for 111.
What's that number per rush? All that matters is per rush.
Nebraska in total with Harburg was 41 carries for 154, an average of 3.8 as a team collectively.
Obviously, that got a big bolster from how long was the touchdown run? Like 50?
Which one? The one he almost got?
The scramble.
He didn't get
45 yards.
It was a 43-yard.
43-yard run.
Yeah, that helped. But the run, I thought the running. If you're looking for bright spots, I thought the running backs ran really hard. It was an interesting way to do it. They never gave a guy more than 2 carries consecutively. They were really rotating Emmett Johnson and Grant and a little bit of Fleeks.
Fleeks had the first carry of the game, did he not, for Nebraska?
He did. Yes. He did, in fact. But those guys, I think, ran really hard. Johnson's had his 3rd straight pretty good game. They didn't do a lot well, though. Rule said after the game, we didn't. He said this wasn't one of our better games all across the board. It wasn't. They kind of threw a clunker. In a game when they could have, kept pace with Iowa. Minnesota loses.
Incredible loss.
Illinois. Wisconsin loses.
Also incredible loss.
Yeah.
Real quick, what is the body posture and thing you have going right here? Like you're at some lounge or some cocktail lounge, kind of lean back. I mean, what is this exactly?
I don't know.
It's a new look
at the very front of the seat.
I've been doing this.
The seat's all the way back.
Right now, there's nothing behind you. The chair's against the window, and you're leaned up like you're at a saloon.
I don't know. I
enjoy it.
I kind of like. I don't know. I've never been able to get comfortable.
Ever? In your whole life?
I'm comfortable.
So
this is how I always sit.
I don't know. I don't watch your posture that closely.
What other audio do you have, Jake?
Well, I got some more from Matt Rule from post game.
Let's see.
Here's his thoughts in general on the passing game struggling. He went to Harburg. Here's him more in the passing game. The struggles there.
Yeah, I think it was they played us in like base zone coverages on first down, and I thought early on, like we had 90 yards rush in the first half. Thought we could run the ball well. Had some early third down conversions. They on second down they played man. On third down they played man and pressured us, and I just didn't beat those enough. Had some plays dialed up where I thought we were going to win, and there was pressure, or other plays where there was no pressure, and we just couldn't quite connect. You see sometimes, when we have rhythm and we have timing, we're a little bit of tempo at the end. We made some plays, just certainly not good enough in the passing game at all.
Did he consider making any change on offense?
Quarterback
during the game.
Quarterback.
Matt Rule on that post game.
No, I didn't consider that. I was just in the flow of the game. I mean, to me, that's a Big Ten game. It's a 13-10 game. They come out, the punting game, they had the field tilted towards them. So, we had been stopping them. And then obviously the kid made the great catch down the right sideline to make it a 10-point game. And, I thought we were moving the ball down there, took a shot down to Malachi and, got tangled up and, didn't catch it. But, I don't think I was just trying to get our guys to play through it. This is kind of what the Big Ten football is going to be like. It's a tight one-score game down the stretch, and we expect you to go make the plays to win. And, that's all across the board.
That question was actually directly about Harburg. Did you consider making a change at quarterback? Never did. Never considered it. Now, I don't know what that means this week. I have no idea. But he's been very consistent in saying, I want the young guys, including Harburg, to play through problems. They had a chance to win. I thought it was more significant. Anything Harburg, I thought it was more significant that they got beat up front. They just got beat up front. I mean, Michigan State's not bad up front. They got some dudes.
The thing to remind about Michigan State is they've had, I said the locker room was terrible with what they had to go through.
Mm-hmm.
They still have talent.
Yeah,
they don't have elite talent by any stretch.
No,
but they still have some players. But there's no one.
They don't.
When the game was over, there was never a time it was like, how do we match up with them?
No, the matchups were fine.
They were. It was about an even game. So you look at it. But they're not. No talent. No, that's not true.
They had some dudes up front.
They had some guys that could do some things, and they were. It was a extremely, as you're watching Michigan State, they were as basic and close to the vest as you could imagine. They really were. So it was more of a 4-man rush. We're going to play this coverage. We're going to
blitz once.
Yeah, it wasn't. It wasn't an exotic game by any stretch of the imagination.
Here's the deal, Bill. You know how this is. It's like going into a bar, just me, you, Jake, and Bella, and whipping 7 guys.
Yeah.
That's what was happening in Nebraska's offensive line.
But you know what? We'd use Bella off the edge, speed rush off the edge. I think you two, me and Jake, would be more the inside kind of mushing things down a little bit. Yeah. We'd run a twist stunt.
I'd snipe.
You'd snipe. Tell me what that is.
Walk us through that one.
Just kind of come in and out.
I don't know what that is. I've never once called. Hey,
is that lingo for you, Bill?
Third and 8. What do you want, Coach? Run the double snipe, just in and out. What is that? I don't know what that is.
Yeah, the point.
Yeah,
they weren't blitzing.
Yeah,
Michigan State wasn't blitzing. They're sending 4-3 and getting home. Yeah, when that happens, you're in trouble.
It's harder. It is.
TROUBLE.
Travis
great song.
20-17 Nebraska falls to Michigan State. Yeah, me and Bill are in the middle. We're gonna mush it up.
Yeah. Karate chop like the hands. Yeah.
Amazing. When we come back, head scratchers on early break in the ticket.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
If you struggle with joint pain, there's good news. You don't need surgery to get back to full health. South Point Medical and Aesthetics offers breakthrough non-surgical options for treatment of moderate to severe joint pain. Our patients experience little to no downtime from our procedures, and the results are remarkable. They've had 14 years of successful treatments with patients from 35 states because of an effective word-of-mouth traffic. Learn more about how you can get lasting results for joint pain today at southpointmedical.com or call 402-323-8400.
Plains Cover Crop is your one-stop seed shop. Call us now for spring and summer forages, CRP mixes, and fall cover crop blends. We do farm-specific consulting for practical and efficient seed blends to fit your geography and goals. With a very diverse inventory, we will tailor a blend just for you. We're also looking for contract growers, and we buy and sell rye. Find us online at plainscovercrop.com. Timeless agronomy practices paired with modern technology. East Highway 20 in Orchard and across Nebraska.
Constructors Inc., a Nebco company, is now hiring mechanics to maintain fleet equipment and vehicle operations. Constructors offers mechanics a competitive salary, 4-day work weeks with overtime options, a $5,000 hiring bonus, a tool allowance, and great benefits. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. Apply today for their open mechanic positions. Visit constructorslincoln.com.
All right, Rico, let's do the final checklist before we head out. We have a lot of people coming to the tailgate today.
I'm ready.
Burgers?
Check.
Chips?
Check.
Icy cold beer?
Check. Except this one.
I'm forgetting something. Wait a second. Where's the Fuhrer's cheese spread?
I can't stop eating it.
Rico!
Relax. I always pack extra. It's the biggest hit of the tailgate.
For the best appetizer, party dip, and tailgate snack, load up on Fuhrer's cheese spread today. Found in most local grocery stores.
Welcome to Sue's Frame Shop.
Yes, can you frame these, please?
These are Nebraska Lottery Holiday Classic Scratch tickets.
I know. Isn't the classic Christmas artwork on them just charming? Now, be sure not to smudge it when you frame them.
But if you scratch them and enter non-winning tickets online, you could win up to $20,000.
Give me those. Here's a quarter. Let's start scratching.
Promotion ends January 3rd, 2024. Top prize odds vary by game.
You play Lucky for life, don't you?
Yeah, love it. Chance to win $1,000 a day for the rest of my life.
How does it work?
Choose 6 numbers and buy a ticket.
Then what?
Check your numbers after the nightly drawing to see if you've won.
Whoa, slow down. You lost me there.
Choose 6 numbers.
6 numbers, got it.
Check the drawing.
Whoa, how do you remember all that?
Just lucky, I guess.
Lucky for life, top prize odds, 1 in 30 million.
If your car has sent you to the sidelines, Eustace Body Shop can help. With gold-class certified technicians, OEM parts, and free loaner cars, Eustace Body Shop is your best choice this Husker season. And with 6 locations across central and eastern Nebraska, we've got you covered, whether you're rooting at home or you're headed to Memorial Stadium. Get a free online quote at EustaceBodyShop.com, and let's get you back in the game.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Join Planet Fitness now and get the PF Black Card for only $24.99 a month. You'll enjoy an upgraded experience with tons of perks.
Like access to more than 2,000 locations worldwide?
Yep.
And massage chairs?
Yes.
Can I bring a friend every time?
Sure.
Can my friend be a horse?
Nay. Sorry. Get the PF Black Card and feel fit-tacular. Only $24.99 a month. Our most popular membership, the PF Black Card, is your ticket to getting all the perks. Join today. See Club for details.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric brings exciting career opportunities for you or someone you know. They are now hiring plumbers, electricians, and HVAC techs and installers to continually build their professional team. They offer competitive pay and full benefits packages that include health, dental, vision, PTO, and 401k options. Action has created a positive team environment for over 50 years. Apply online at actionlincoln.com.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Tailored Lights is your go-to local manufacturer and installer of the best landscape lighting. Tailored Lights is excited to highlight the architecture of your home or business and provide a warm environment that feels safe. And for those outside the Lincoln area, they do ship across the country and are happy to work with anyone near or far with lights anywhere from 18 inches to 110 inches. Enhance your curb appeal with an exquisite tailored light today. Call 402-432-2572 or go to tailoredlights.com.
We're on the air.
Back
Well, party's starting early today, isn't it?
to more of Early Break with Sip and Jake.
Simple, you are an idiot.
Brought to you by Gaina Trucking. On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
It's always good seeing Terrell Farley in the building. Farley's here.
T. Farley.
Yeah, it is.
It's a 43.
Nice surprise on a Monday morning to see Farley here.
He had a cleaning tip that was good.
What did he tell you?
When you clean windows or a bathroom mirror, just use paper towels. Don't use a towel. Oh, sorry, no. Don't use a towel. Use paper towels or even water. I always had struggle with it, Jake. It doesn't feel like it's getting it. When I use a towel, it doesn't feel like it's getting it clean. But he said, yeah, you just use paper towel.
Yeah, great tip by him.
Yeah.
Farley's here to help out.
Farley's a dude.
It's a good man. It's a good man. Well,
they could use a Farley on this team.
You know what it's time for on Monday morning?
Say it again, Jake.
It's time for Head Scratchers, sponsored by our friends at Treads Central Tire Pros, just south of Cortland and Highway 77. Thousands of tire options there for you. All sorts of vehicles.
Everything.
At Treads Central Tire
It
Pros.
is a fun place. It's a place, really, if you're a school teacher out there, it is a place where you should be taking a field trip to.
Oh,
to Treads.
I agree with that.
They should be going to Treads just to see how tires are made, how they're put on, everything. What tire do you want? You want a go-kart? Got 30 of them right here. What do you want?
They got go-kart.
We got combines. You want tires for some combines? Got 400 right over here.
What if they have motorcycle
Yeah.
tires?
They have,
absolutely.
yeah,
Kidding me?
absolutely.
Yeah.
They have everything. It's Treads.
TreadsCentralTirePros.com.
Central Tire.
South of Cortland and Highway 77.
How's
Bill.
this posture right here, Bill?
I like it better. Square.
Square up.
Square
up to the man.
Square up. All right, here
Bill,
we got some.
first.
I got a lot. We're going to buzz them, okay?
I like it.
Let's start with this one. The actual playing field at Wrigley for Northwestern Iowa. That was incredible. At one time, there was a hole 2 feet deep.
Yep.
It was, and the turf was just coming up in chunks.
At Wrigley.
Just remember when I remember the Super Bowl and I said, hey, the field's going to be terrible?
Yeah, you did.
That's the same thing here. And it was horrendous.
You did call that.
They had to stop the game and bring people out to fill a hole.
Why?
I mean, that's just
why
are
does
we
it
doing?
do that? Why?
What are we doing? Why are we playing at Wrigley? Stop. People say, oh, it's cool, it's nice. No, it's not. Not to
You
play
wouldn't
at
want as a
no.
coach?
And there's one side where the fans are like, 40 yards away from you out in the end zone. It's
Are
no.
you saying no go on Wrigley?
I'm saying no go. I'm not down on Wrigley. I'm not down on old
But not
style beer.
football.
Not
Stick
for
to football fields, man.
Yeah, stick to football fields. That was. Here's the next one.
I'm with it.
Oregon State going for 2. They're in control of the game. They're up 20-3. And all of a sudden, they go for 2. And they snap the ball over his head, and they run it back for a 2-point play. So instead
Who's
of
they? Who's they? Who's they?
It was at Colorado.
Colorado.
So instead of the score being 21-3, now it's 20-5, and you're in a 2-score game. What are you doing? It was a 97-yard return.
Snap the ball over his head.
Snap the ball over his head. They pick it up, scoop it up, go for a touchdown.
Was it close? Was it fun? What was the final? I don't even know.
Yeah, touchdown. It ended up being 1 touchdown. So at the end of the game, Colorado had the ball down 7. I'm kind of going like, I wonder if they wish they had that 3-point swing back.
Yep.
And so it's just what coaches do at times is like,
Is that
what
buffoonery?
That's buffoonery.
Is that buffoonery?
That's buffoonery. Just kick the extra point.
It was a 26-19 final score. Oregon State did win, but
Yes.
buffoonery
That was
didn't need to
insane.
happen.
The box score head scratcher of Iowa.
Oh, no.
It was incredible. Total yards Iowa 169 against Northwestern, who's not a good defense. And Northwestern racked up 170. Quarterback for Iowa 10 for 15 for 65 yards.
Deacon.
Indeed, one TD, one interception.
Deacon Hill.
Sullivan that we'd heavily praised last week.
Brendan.
12 for 19 for 81 yards. 80. The box score is mind blowing. 169. If you hold a team at 300, it's just remarkable. Just remarkable. If you're up to like 330, you're still flying home going, that's a great day. That was a great. Getting the 380s, you're like, I played better, but still winning football. 169 and 170 were the numbers. Just unbelievable. Here's the next
Iowa wins.
10-7 on top of the West.
Walk-off field goal.
On top of the West.
Next one. K-State going for the win from the 4-yard line in overtime.
I saw this.
And as me and Jake said, on the first play, they went quarterback draw from the 5. If the quarterback cuts right, he walks in the end zone. Texas season over.
Is that Howard?
Yeah, he cut left. He goes right. He's walking.
We're walking. I'm like, cut right. Nope, right back left. And then they throw a pop pass incomplete. Another pass, and 4th and 4. I'm like, you know how hard it is to score from the 4?
Wait a second. What's the score at this point?
They need a field goal. It goes double overtime.
Field goal goes double overtime.
Okay.
From the 4-yard line.
Just kick the field goal. They went for the win. And I'm just like, no.
Now they missed a chip shot field goal late in that game also that would put them up in the lead or tied.
I'm still kicking that ball.
But you kicked the ball from the 4 in that
situation. Why
situation.
you don't. Like, what would be the reasoning?
I don't know.
Buffoonery?
Colorado, the switch in the play calling wasn't magical.
Pat Shurmur.
There wasn't a lot of magic going on there. The first 12 series, they did nothing.
So they went with Shurmur calling plays over Sean Lewis. It just seemed like yesterday that Sean Lewis was the hottest thing in the world.
You are correct. He was.
Yeah.
And then, so what happened?
Don't know. I would say confusing. It's just very interesting. Best way to put it, very interesting on why the change was made.
Sean Lewis essentially was demoted, right?
What they did was they took Brewster off the field. Brewster was the tight end coach. So Brewster was the one that was technically promoted. Or if you read what Coach Prime said, he goes, it's not really a demotion. Demotion is when it hits the paycheck. So no one got demoted pay-wise. They just got demoted whether you're on the field or off the field or what's going on.
Colorado, by the way, -7 rushing yards in this game.
Can't run it.
-7.
They'll try. I mean, they don't put their heart into it. I mean, the quarterback is Prime's son. Got to put the ball in his hand.
Yep.
Like Little League team.
That's right.
Clemson beating Notre Dame, just beating them.
Yep.
That was a shocker. The lost 4 games, and Notre Dame just got crushed. Look at
that quarterback's numbers. Quarterback number
for Clemson?
No, for Notre Dame.
Oh, yeah, Sam Hartman.
Horrible.
Check it out. I wonder what Tyler's saying today.
Tyler and Spartan.
Tyler and Spartan. He's the calling guy.
Yep.
Tyler was called into dab.
Here's your numbers. Sam Hartman, 13 for 30, 146 and 2 picks, no touchdowns. And a horrendous pick 6. One was a horrible
13 for 30.
Yeah. 146 yards, 2 interceptions.
Right now, the heat at Notre Dame is real. Not like I'm not talking hot seat going to get fired, but right now they're
3 losses.
Yeah, 3 losses. They're kind of irrelevant in what's going on. They're not in any conversation about anything. They're just like, oh, Notre Dame. What about them? I don't know.
Is that coming off a 4-loss season?
I believe it was.
I think it was 4 last year. Yes, correct. I think you're right.
So for them to win out would probably be tough with bowl game. Was interesting. And then the Army crushing Air Force.
What the
6 turnovers by Air Force?
Army was like 2-6 going in.
2-6 at Air Force. Air Force is the team leading to go to the Sugar Bowl.
Yes,
and they get just crushed.
Snuff
at home.
Yeah,
right.
At home.
6 turnovers.
Unbelievable.
That's a lot.
And then Arkansas beating Florida in overtime. 2-6 Arkansas goes to the Swamp, beats Florida.
Ooh.
That's a tough. I think that puts Florida now. I think they're 5-4 now.
Billy Napier.
Yeah, I think it goes to 5-4, and they've still got a tough. I don't know who they have next year, but they have another tough.
Thanks
game.
for not.
Florida plays LSU on the road this weekend.
Thanks for not mentioning Jimbo.
Yeah,
he could have.
He's in world.
Yeah,
could have mentioned Jimbo.
It might come up yet. I think
they should keep him.
I don't know. Right? When you talk about dilemma, we all know if he had. If it was $25 million or whatever, which is a lot of money, right? Remember when Gus Malzahn got paid his full amount and no one could believe it? Right now they owe him they owe him like $76 million. $77 million.
Yeah.
You imagine that?
Just keep him.
And they have no chance. I mean, and right now, but let's say they owed him 2025, he'd be fired today. He'd have been fired. He would have been fired.
A&M. Stop. Why are you saying that?
That's just they
Why
would
don't you stop saying that?
Because they fired someone
They've
for a
been
better
close.
record.
They're playing teams close. They have 3 one-score losses, or excuse me.
That's why paying the big bucks to lose close.
Yeah.
They have a bunch of one-score losses. 10 one-score losses in the last 3 years. Come on. Just bring him back. It's hard. That's a hard place to win. Who are you going to get? Elko? That's who they're talking about.
Mike Elko?
Elko is the defensive coordinator for Jimba. No,
Jimba's 5-4.
Correct. 5-4. Who do they have left?
They are an 18-point favorite this weekend against Mississippi State.
To
get to a bowl game.
They're horrific.
To get to a bowl game.
So who else they talk about down there? Oh, they're talking about Kiffin.
Yeah.
Send Lane Kiffin down there.
Kiffin is like
8-1.
Saban after his first couple national championships going back to the NFL. Every job that came open, Saban's back to the NFL.
Yep.
Right now, any job that is mentioned to be a big one, Kiffin is mentioned.
He's 8-1. They got a chance to play in the playoff. But anyway, Jimba, he's in trouble. Couldn't close it out. Had a field goal block.
So that's our head scratcher.
Can I add one more? I know as Bill said, this one.
If you say the word head scratcher, you can do it.
Head scratcher. This is just a stat from a Big Ten game. The Maryland Terrapins, Nebraska's next opponent, had negative 49 rushing yards against Penn State.
Is that bad?
Head scratcher.
They don't run the ball.
It's not as head scratcher as the -9 passing by the Giants last week.
An NFL
team -9 passing. That'll get you.
Yeah.
So Maryland
negative 49 rushing.
Yeah,
yards.
Maryland hasn't run the ball well all year, but not like that bad.
Their leading rusher had 4 yards in the game.
They got 4.
But there was a time when their quarterback was 17 for 17. They were down 21.
Yes.
17 for 17.
Talia played well in the game.
17 for 17.
His stars.
Remember we talked about how
out.
teams change? Just think how Oklahoma State has changed. Think about also how Illinois has changed dramatically. Penn State has gotten dramatically better since the Ohio State game. They've got
dramatically easier.
Yeah, Indiana and Maryland. But Indiana beats Wisconsin, though.
That's true. That's true.
Who called that? I'm trying to think.
You said Indiana would be ahead. They were ahead at the end.
They be ahead. That's the best time to be ahead.
Yeah. That is Head Scratcher, sponsored by Treads Central Tire Pros, just south of Highway 77 in Cortland. When we come back, Bill's Thrills and Song of the Day, an early break in the ticket.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
It's football season in Nebraska, and that means coaches are busy making game plans. I'm Eric Hagan with Liberty Law Group. Teams make game plans because no two opponents are the same. At Liberty Law, we understand no two cases are the same. Whether facing a DUI, criminal charge, or you were injured and it wasn't your fault, we tailor our legal game plan to meet your unique needs. Liberty Law's relentless trial attorneys serve all of Nebraska. To learn more, visit libertylawnebraska.com. That's libertylawnebraska.com.
If you struggle with joint pain, there's good news. You don't need surgery to get back to full health. South Point Medical and Aesthetics offers breakthrough non-surgical options for treatment of moderate to severe joint pain. Our patients experience little to no downtime from our procedures, and the results are remarkable. They've had 14 years of successful treatments with patients from 35 states because of an effective word-of-mouth traffic. Learn more about how you can get lasting results for joint pain today at southpointmedical.com or call 402-323-8400.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Leaves are falling and the temperatures are cooling down. But don't put your golf clubs away. Double Eagle Golf makes golf leagues and events possible year-round. Leagues are underway with winter leagues beginning on November 27th. Check out their deals on monthly memberships and schedule your Husker watch parties, birthday or bachelor parties, corporate and team outings, or just a good old Saturday with the boys. That's all at Double Eagle Golf inside the Kinetic Sports Complex on West O Street. Book a tee time today or learn more at Double Eagle Golf. Bagels & Joe is the perfect place for breakfast or lunch in November, with the best breakfast sandwiches in Lincoln made just the way you want. Order a caramel latte this month, and 10% of proceeds will go to the Lincoln Habitat for Humanity. 4 locations in Lincoln and 1 in Seward. Bagels and Joe. Elway Power Sports of Lincoln will have you scoring big on savings with up to $3,000 off CF Moto side-by-sides and ATVs. Whether you're looking for a work-tough U-Force or a performance-ready Z-Force, CF Moto has a machine made for you all under one roof at their new 27th and I-80 location. And don't miss their Black Saturday sales event on November 25th with doorbusters and specials throughout the store. Visit their website, elwaypslincoln.com, for more details.
Experience the Landmark difference with the next level of dealer support. Landmark, your local John Deere dealer, continually works to have parts on hand the first time you walk in the door. Our internal route system means we can get the parts to you typically same or next day to keep you up and running. At Landmark, we understand time is money. Get more uptime with our after-hours parts and service support on the phone or in the field. Our sales, precision ag, parts, and service teams are ready to serve you this planting season. Stop by your local Landmark today to experience the Landmark difference.
This is Brad with Midwest Bank, proudly serving our Nebraska communities for over 70 years. We're a community bank, making local decisions, supporting local organizations, and helping local businesses and farms succeed. We are dedicated to serving our clients and helping them meet their financial needs with sound, innovative banking solutions. From an array of checking and deposit accounts, cash management services, to small business, real estate, and ag lending. We're here for you. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Find out more at midwestbank.com. Member FDIC.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Coppell Chevrolet GMC, and man, of the October incentives get better. You won't want to miss this. Happening right now at Coppell, you have 0% financing or $6,500 off MSRP on select new half-ton crew cab pickups. Yes, you heard right. Happening right now until the end of the month. 0% financing or $6,500 off sticker price. Those incentives are the best we've seen this entire year. Hurry on in while supplies last. Just take that short money-saving drive down 144th Street or check us out online at CoppellCars.com. You'll be glad you did. All offers include trade-in bonus and with approved credit.
You love to bash his sports takes.
Now, will you feel like an idiot if you're a big tough? If you're a big tough guy this morning,
but you really love to voice your displeasure for his music choices.
He stumbled on an issue that I did not think would generate this much passion and discussion.
It's time for Jake's questionable song of the day on Early Break on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Once again, your song of the day, one of these nights by the Eagles from 1975. 464-56851 is bad, 10 is good. Text your rating on the Sauter Heyman Jewelers song of the day.
You know, one way you can judge a song in this world, never gets old. Never gets old. Does that song ever get old? Does it sound cool every time you hear it? Like that was the 9,000th time I've heard it, and it sounds exquisite.
Exquisite.
It's incredible. Jake, I'm so proud of you right now. You didn't play it.
We all know the Eagles. Any Eagles,
it's hard to go wrong.
It's hard to go. You really have to be buffoonery to can you find a bad? That should be the thing. Let's find a bad Eagles.
Can't
song.
really find a bad.
No, if you can do that.
I don't think you can.
God, Jake, you just smacked one. Yeah. I mean, it's off the wall. I mean, you hit it so low that it didn't go over, but you just got all of it. 9.8777.
That's a high score.
Whoa.
That's a high score.
What an incredible
It's a really high score.
Talk about lyrics. Whoa. And then just once the Eagles come on, it's just it just puts it into a different stratosphere immediately.
Especially
with
when
me.
you got headphones on.
Oh, that was incredible. It's just a song. It's to me it's a driving song.
Yep.
Somewhere, either early evening, late afternoon.
Yep.
You're just driving and that song's on.
Sunset.
Yes, I feel a sunset too.
That's good. That's just
but I feel that the
description.
sun is setting behind me, so I'm not squinting. So the sun's
Pleasant.
so I'm not like can't see. No, it's like it's
Keep
beautiful.
going.
Yeah, exactly.
This is making me happy.
So the sun's more behind me.
Keep going.
As a set, but it's a wide open road too, and there's not many trees,
Not much traffic.
not many trees, not much traffic, and I'm kind of leaned back, listening to that song. It's a 8-8-8-8.
High scores.
Yes.
Okay. Jake, you did good on that.
High scores today.
Yes.
You could come with more Eagles. I'd say Eagles more often.
I wouldn't mind doing Eagles once every 2 days.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll see what I can do. Okay. See what I can do.
Don Henley would appreciate
Yes,
that
he
too.
would.
Yeah, I played Dirty Laundry last week. That got low scores, though.
Not from me.
I know. You gave. Yeah,
That was
from William.
I think I gave it a 2 and it was too high.
I like that song.
I think Bella gave it a 7.6.
Did she rate it? She didn't rate it. Oh, that's Josh's.
Bella is here.
Yeah, Bella's here. Josh is back tomorrow, but we appreciate Bella being
Josh
here.
did the game for, was it Jake KRNU?
Yes.
His hair was incredible.
Radio station.
Yeah, I went on pregame with him. His hair was just, man. I mean, I don't know if he can call a game, but his hair looks.
He's always doing research too, which I like. He hit me up. He goes, "Can you walk me through some of the things, Michigan State, what you think about them, what they're going to do on both sides?" Yeah, but I'll be honest, I didn't have a whole lot. I haven't studied him that much.
Well, at least you asked.
Yeah, it is. I really haven't.
Asking.
I had some general comments, but I'm like, I'm not going to go deep into this because I really can't tell you. If I've watched a team, I'll give them all kinds of insight of like, hey, they're going to be tempo this, tempo that, do this, do that.
100.
And so I didn't want to. There's nothing worse than just throwing out random comments. If
just talking to talk.
I've made a living doing that, Bill.
It's one thing I don't do here on my mic. I never just throw stuff out that makes no sense.
See what
There's nothing worse.
See what sticks.
I hope that's not true.
Before we get to some ratings and Bill's thrills, a legal ID. Hang on.
Yes. This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Some scores. Notorious B.I.B. 6.78. John in Southeast Lincoln at 3.4.
Oh, give me a break.
That's low
Give me a
for that
break.
one. Come on.
Give me a break.
Jennifer 9. Hubby 7.7 from the Nevada Nutrition and Wellness.
Which one gave it a 9?
Jennifer. 9. Hubby 7.7.
I love those two.
Ryan, they love you too. Ryan in Delaware 6.5. Jake and Hickman 7.5. Husker Mike says not a big Eagles fan 6.5. Still a pretty good score.
Okay.
8.1. Ryan in California, not Fresno, but didn't see him.
Where's Corey, Jake?
Corey, where are you at? Don't see who in Columbus though.
Bird.
Bird says a 4. That's it.
Bird.
And I don't see Corey on the text line today. Corey, you let us down.
Oh,
whoa. Sorry. 4.
Oh,
And
this must be riding around.
You might be throwing
with
hands.
Bird right now.
He says 4. The Eagles suck. Corey.
This is the closest thing I've. Yeah.
Corey.
I'm down here. We're throwing hands.
I'm going to say right now, when it comes to like the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, there has to be a complete wing just for the Eagles.
Thank you, Bill.
A complete wing.
Thank you, William.
Yes.
Corey is a friend. He's from Columbus, and he represents Columbus very well, as does Bird. Say it, Bird.
Bird.
They seem like Columbus guys, too. It's shocking that they don't like the Eagles. I don't.
He said the Eagles suck. Those words are never uttered by
piercing
anybody.
my heart
That's
right
hard
now.
to believe. It's hard to believe.
Stop. Keep going.
Okay, that's it. It's time. It's time now, though, to play the intro for Bill's Thrills on this fine Monday morning. Here we go.
Some call him the most interesting man in the world.
That is setting up the morel mushroom bonanza.
Oh,
yeah.
this
We
could be
need it.
bonanza?
Mushrooms grow better with thunder and lightning.
Others call him Coach. But to everyone else, he's Bill.
I want to get one of those military ab stimulators for us to wear during the show. You see, I sent you today.
It's time for Bill's Thrills on Early Break. Sponsored by Dirk, Scott, and Ty at Mid-Plains Advisors.
Yes, it is time for Bill's Thrills on a Monday, sponsored by Dirk, Scott, and Ty at Mid-Plains Advisors, the ATMs, the cash cows of Lincoln. Bill, what's on your mind today?
Boy, I tell you what's on my mind. just living comfortably because of what the ATMs have done. The ATMs have done for me. 2 years ago, we were negative. We were in the red, and then now we're not.
Now you know what? Now you know what the deal is. Wrought iron fence.
Wrought iron fence.
Just saying. Mid-Plains Advisors.
I got a chain link fence.
We don't have that fence without them.
No,
we don't have
don't.
that
No
fence.
way.
I don't have that.
The
fence.
White House has a wrought iron fence. As do you.
As do you.
Thanks to Mid-Plains. Thanks to Mid-Plains.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
I would say, Jake knows this. I usually try to operate around 9 miles a day. That's my goal.
What do you mean?
I walk 9 miles.
You
a
walk
day.
9 miles a
9
day?
miles, about 20.
He's called me.
I don't walk
walk
9 miles a month.
It's not like 25. It's usually about like 25,000 steps, 27,000 steps, whatever.
Good God.
Saturday at right before midnight, I was still well under 2,000. I had not basically just to go to the restroom would have been it. I should have had to get an IV, and Leighton had to help me get out of the chair because I was so sedentary. Is that the word?
Yes.
Yes.
It's a great word, Bill.
I watch football from 11 till 1 a.m.
Jiminy.
straight, and I didn't move.
Ooh,
I
God.
didn't move for one little change. And I did this.
You got some food.
The first half of the Nebraska and Michigan State game, I got invited over to Tom and Nancy Heiser, and we went over to the house. And Tom, who's one of the greatest wingbacks to ever play here at Nebraska,
from Columbus, by the way.
yes, that's correct. So we get over there, and Nancy is like the host of all hostess. It's unbelievable. And I had a sloppy Joe there.
Ooh.
That was the best I've ever had in my life.
Ooh.
It was incredible. So,
Ooh.
and
Did you just have one?
And they have a complete setup there. Tom's got 3 TVs going at one time. So I'm watching K-State, Texas. Anyway, just incredible. Thank you. But
sedentary.
The euphoric state of what was like to watch football with Ole Miss and A&M going on the same times as Texas and K-State. That was also the same time Nebraska was going. So watch all these was incredible. But the euphoric state that I hit during the LSU, Alabama, Washington, USC game at the same time in the first 3 quarters through, I've never seen football that excited. You're watching quarterback play that was so ridiculous. It was, Caleb Williams, ridiculous. Penix was really good, still ridiculous. Jaden Daniels, he'd be my first take. I still think he's the best player in the country.
No kidding.
He was untackleable. You couldn't tackle him. When he was rolling, but until he got knocked out of the game, they took the lead in this game. They went up 28-21. I've never seen football. You're flipping back and forth, and it was like, watch this. USC, UCLA is 40. USC and Washington's 42 all.
It's a good game.
It's 42 all. And was there much defense in that game? No. There was some defense in the other game. Then you watch Milroe. They changed his whole game. If you watched it, they turned it into a quarterback run game. They turned it. It's almost like a pistol offense, and they turned him loose. And oh wow, it was something. It was something to watch. I've never seen something like that. And then at the same time, you're still flipping back and forth, and you're watching Kansas and Iowa State going on at the same time.
Big win for Lane.
You had that. You had Boise State going at Fresno. Great game, incredible game in Fresno. And that was to take the lead in the Mountain West.
I was there.
So the games there was like, you couldn't watch enough football. It went all the way down. Then I watched it all the way to the end with the Arizona beating UCLA.
Ooh, Arizona beat UCLA late?
Yeah. Yes, but it was just, I've never seen that kind of football where I'm watching where I couldn't get enough. And usually it's like the 11 o'clock games, what were they? Outstanding. Then they go to the 2:30 games. Outstanding. And get back to this one too, like that, which we'll talk about later on some things like that. But the Bedlam game, watching Oklahoma State, Oklahoma,
Gundy.
It was. So every you couldn't keep up. You couldn't keep up with the amount of football that there was. So I go back to the same thing we talked about, maybe 5 weeks ago. NLI ruining the game. NIL, same thing. Recruiting, signing.
Signing. NLI. Letters of intent to ruin the game.
Letter of intent ruin the game.
I didn't know what this NLI thing was.
Yes.
NIL, yes. Ruining the game, no.
Transfer portal, ruin the game. Then you turn the TV on, and you're like watching.
Doesn't seem like it, does it?
It's just remarkable football. But it would have been so interesting and intriguing if K-State scores. They had 1st and 5 at the 5.
Yep.
Because it basically would have taken Texas and Oklahoma out of the championship game.
God.
Where they thought it was a guarantee where they played. Yeah, they're guaranteed. you imagine the difference in the lot? Can you imagine what it was like after the Red can't even talk now, River rivalry?
Say it 3 times.
Can't do it. I can't do that.
One.
I struggled with it once. Imagine the Oklahoma on Sunday, the office. Everyone's high-fiving. Everything's good. We're working. Got to get better, man. But all of a sudden, 4 weeks later, 2 losses
in a row.
Two losses in a row, and you're basically out of the Big 12 title game.
And they lost to the rival.
And that was a rival.
Yeah.
In the last year.
I mean, and that was a rival. And we'll talk about some things with that a little bit later. But it was a wow day. It was a complete wow day. And starting off with the Heisers obviously was incredible. And then getting yourself all, I mean, the best part, too, you know what the best part was? I'd be sitting there, we're in our garage, me and Leighton.
He's taking a break from House Menders, yeah.
And it'd be like, hey, Leighton, what time is it? He'd be like, it's 11:45. I go, what time is it really? He'd go, 10:45.
So you were just sitting there. You were just sitting
in the garage.
Did you just have people putting food in your mouth?
I honestly, I didn't eat very much.
Did Laura just come over and stick pizza in your mouth?
They gotta go eat. We went and picked up to-go food, and I didn't even eat it.
Really?
Didn't even eat it. Right? Why? Because I was watching ball. Didn't want to take the time to do that.
Too focused to eat. It happens to me.
But that's Bill's thrills. Just those incredible games that came through.
Quick. Well, when we come back, I want to address USC's defense really fast and the talent level.
Top of the hour next on Early Break in the Ticket.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is Brad with Midwest Bank, proudly serving our Nebraska communities for over 70 years. We're a community bank, making local decisions, supporting local organizations, and helping local businesses and farms succeed. We are dedicated to serving our clients and helping them meet their financial needs with sound, innovative banking solutions. From an array of checking and deposit accounts, cash management services, to small business, real estate, and ag lending. We're here for you. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Find out more at midwestbank.com. Member FDIC.
If you struggle with joint pain, there's good news. You don't need surgery to get back to full health. South Point Medical and Aesthetics offers breakthrough non-surgical options for treatment of moderate to severe joint pain. Our patients experience little to no downtime from our procedures, and the results are remarkable. They've had 14 years of successful treatments with patients from 35 states because of an effective word-of-mouth traffic. Learn more about how you can get lasting results for joint pain today at southpointmedical.com or call 402-323-8400. Constructors, Inc., a Nebco company, is now hiring mechanics to maintain fleet equipment and vehicle operations. Constructors offers mechanics a competitive salary, 4-day work weeks with overtime options, a $5,000 hiring bonus, a tool allowance, and great benefits. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. Apply today for their open mechanic positions. Visit constructorslincoln.com. It takes a great game plan to win a football game each week, and right now, it's time to plan a trip to get a new car at Mullen Motors. Just like on the football field, there's a wall of defense on the way to Mullen Motors. 48th Street is under construction from Layton all the way to Cornhusker Highway. But the lot at Mullen Motors is full of tons of great vehicles to drive home this fall for the ultimate touchdown. Mullen Motors, still open through road construction at 48th and Walker.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Houses? They're expensive. And once you buy one, you're kind of stuck with it for a while. You need to make sure you get your best house for the best price. You need Ben Bleicher and his team of pros at Professional Realty Group. They'll take the time to figure out what's important for you in your dream home, and they have the expertise to find the hidden issues that could surprise you after the sale. That's professional knowledge, proactive service. We call that potential. Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's home service ambassador. Find more online at prg-ne.com.
Vershawn Jackson for Brant Excavating. Brant's been in business for 29 years, and they specialize in a variety of things. If you're looking for someone to get the job done in precision demolition, excavating, trucking, mass grading, and site prep, Brant is the place to call. To set up a quote or learn more, call Brant Excavating at 402-474-4113 or go to BrantExcavating.com. They're also hiring, so join the team today. Brant Excavating, a part of the Bauer brand, who reminds you, go Big Red!
If your car has sent you to the sidelines, Eustace Body Shop can help. With gold-class certified technicians, OEM parts, and free loaner cars, Eustace Body Shop is your best choice this Husker season. And with 6 locations across central and eastern Nebraska, we've got you covered, whether you're rooting at home or you're headed to Memorial Stadium. Get a free online quote at EustaceBodyShop.com, and let's get you back in the game.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Is your backyard ready for fun with friends and family this fall? GE Landscape Supply has pavers and boulders, which are a great accent for any landscaping project. And you can find them at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction materials. And don't forget, they deliver anywhere, nearby or far away. Stop by at 6701 Cornhusker Highway from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday. Go to gelandscapesupply.com for more info or call 402-467-1627.
My dream was to work in commercial banking, but it required a college degree and I didn't have one. I found out that Doane had classes for adult learners on the Lincoln campus and online. So I earned my bachelor's degree, and 5 months later, I landed my dream job. I decided to continue my education, and now I'm working on my MBA at Doane. For me, the Doane experience has been life-changing.
Wake up, Lincoln.
I overslept. Damn rooster didn't crow.
It's time for Early Break, sponsored by Midwest Bank. Live from Lincoln, America. Here's 93.7 The Ticket's Jake Sorensen.
I'm wrong, but I'm not.
Husker Online, Steve Sipple.
If I were a feral cat.
And longtime college football assistant coach, Bill Busch.
You get one team. Mine's the Houston Oilers. I'm not the Texans, and I'm not the Titans, so I'm out.
This is Early Break.
Welcome back to Hour 2 on a Monday. Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, Bill Busch on Early Break. Hour 2 sponsored by our friends at Midwest Bank. Member FDIC. Location in Lincoln at 27th and Jamie Lane. New location coming to 70th and Pioneers by early 2024. And what is Steve Schindler's special today, Bill?
Steve is busy. You guys missed out on Friday because he made homemade ice cream for the town of Creighton. And it was all from fresh cream from the dairy farmers of Knox County. And so he brought in, so the farmers were involved. So he made homemade ice cream. They
job, Shindy.
They served over 600 people.
Wow.
Yeah,
they did?
So, served over 600 people.
600 people went in there?
Yeah, 600 people. It was incredible.
They went in the bank.
Yeah. So today is a very active day, busy day. They're going to be inside. They're going to be outside for us right there. They've got archery training. So they have you have your normal bow and arrow, your normal. Okay. Then you got your compound bow. That's the one with the pulleys on it. And they got 3 different pulley systems that they have for that. Then they have the crossbow. So they'll be doing all 3. They'll have the regular, and they'll have the cross, and then they'll be outside. And so they have target practice inside in the lobby is where you rotate through for target practice. Very dangerous. Then they go outside into the parking lot where they have giant like foam deer. They're the size of a regular deer, and you get to shoot at deer and turkeys. And then they do long ball. They get long shots, and they'll also have the deer and the turkey decoys over in Gregor's parking lot. That is that's the grocery store in town. So they'll actually shoot across Main Street, making shots of practice because deer hunting's coming up.
Shin Daddy.
Yeah, so
Shin Daddy's a man of danger.
He's got a lot of stuff going, so they'll be very busy. So when you walk in, kind of head on a swivel because people will be shooting arrows in the lobby.
Yeah, you gotta make an announcement.
Yeah, so when you come in, you have to kind of announce yourself. Heads. When you come in, you're ready.
I wonder what kind of crowd they're anticipating.
Steve thinks they'll get at least 800.
Well, 800.
800 people will show up
for
that.
Business.
It's just good for business.
Then somebody's bound to get a checking account.
If you come into archery training, also I'm gonna get a CD quick.
Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna get. What's the percentage, Steve?
Right.
Or maybe you get a loan. Maybe someone wants to buy a lawnmower, pick up leaves or something.
Big lawnmower.
Big lawnmower. They need a a small loan.
Yeah.
And Steve will do that for him at that. And if you hit the target 3 times in a row, then it's a 0% loan for a year.
Oh, there we go. I like that. I like that.
I was waiting for it.
I like some sort of.
I was waiting for it.
There it is.
That's good.
So big day for Schindler and FDIC, the inventor of FDIC.
The inventor.
Yes, archery training.
Great idea by Shin Daddy.
Yeah,
Midwest
Shin
Bank.
Daddy
Yeah.
has got. I mean,
He's
the
one
way,
of a kind.
Well, I mean, he's got to come up with ideas.
What's the
day.
thing that also when you come in, you right away when you come in, you put is it a quiver? Is that the word? The thing where you hold, where you hold the arrows in.
Yeah.
So you put a quiver on, then you pull the arrow out of that, and you get busy.
So all ages.
All ages.
All
ages. Kindergarten and up. Yeah, there'll be some kind
and
6 years old firing off a crossbow.
There'll be some
senior citizens.
Arrows going on here.
Yeah.
Every age.
Every age. Yes. Every
Welcome.
age. Every age is welcome.
Yeah. And you can get out of school for this.
They'll let you out. Just take a note from your parents that I'm going to be involved with Shin Daddy's archery training. You can get out at any time. Just walk down to the bank.
Someone says you could
It's a great idea.
Someone said you could be killed making a deposit today.
No, you just got to be careful.
No, this is training.
He's very trained. This is very very safety oriented. Now, when the arrows fly across Main Street to Gregort's parking lot, it's going to be a little bit, but just it's okay.
Careful.
They're going to clear. They're going to make sure there's no cars
Well, I
coming.
think you just got to be alert.
Yeah.
Just look around. Be aware. All right, so we wanted to get to something on USC's defense quickly before we move on.
Jake, I just got to thinking about it. And
by the way, Alex Grinch fired.
Right, and I hadn't watched USC, but I was very curious about Caleb. I hadn't watched him. I was curious about Caleb Williams. He's okay. He's not my kind of quarterback. He won a Heisman and all that. He's good.
Doesn't like good quarterback.
He's good.
It's okay.
No,
I
he's
think
good.
he's a little bit better than okay.
He makes good throws for sure.
Not sure what you want for a quarterback, but okay.
I like. There's other guys I like. I like Penix better. Oh, that stat on Penix, by the way, real quick. Fascinating stat. Only makes 11% of his throws outside the pocket. Pure pocket guy. 11% of his throws outside the pocket. That's it. Wants to be in the pocket. I don't know. He's really good.
He was able to run at Indiana. He did run there.
The thing that confuses me about these teams, and maybe I oversimplify this in my brain, is I just don't understand why USC can't have more talent on defense. Like they're in California.
Everyone's going crazy because they gave up 52 to Washington.
Right.
Don't forget they gave up 49 to Cal.
The week before.
Cal scored 14 against Utah the next week.
Jake,
and they went for 2. Could have been 51.
We have the star conversation around here a lot. So I went and looked at the star rankings for each of them.
I like this. This is research.
For each of their, really they're too deep, but just most of the guys who played in the game. I just looked at who started and then looked at the tackle, who was making tackles. It's 8, 4, and 5-star guys on defense. So, I mean, I always, and I don't, listen, that's a data point. I don't dismiss the star rankings. It's a myth. I don't dismiss them, but it's just one data point. Now, they do have a bunch of 4 and 5-star guys, a lot of 4-star guys, a couple 5-star guys. They do have some holes though. They brought in.
Remember Washington also, they're not a running team.
They did run.
Their running back went for like 260.
260 and average 10.
Average 10 yards a carry.
Yeah.
And it looked real.
He was run like Braylon Allen.
Yeah, it was incredible to watch.
It was too. They looked, Bill, you watched it. They look undisciplined to me. USC. Just a lot of bus.
Yes.
A lot of
it was. When you watch it, it's just like you watch it just going like, if you're watching the game, it's like with your mom and grandma. It's like, they're like, what is this? I mean,
but the point is they have some talent out there. There's talent, but it's not, it just doesn't look right. Something looked right. And Grinch looked like his body language wasn't good. Like he probably knew he was going to get nailed, right?
Yeah.
He was saying things like, oh, come on. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Those things. When you see a coach saying that on the sideline, you don't see that all that often.
No.
What palms up?
Yeah.
I want to go back to something real quick. You said Caleb Williams is not your type of quarterback. Here's some stats.
I didn't say he's bad.
He's got 20.
Hey, hold on. Don't misrepresent
we
what
can
I
still
said.
talk the stats. Let the stats talk.
28 touchdowns, 4 picks this year, 3,000 yards passing. He's seen as the number 1 overall pick this upcoming year in the NFL draft.
I wouldn't take him.
Is there a reason why? Can you express your problems?
You know me. I like bigger quarterbacks. Bigger players.
6'1", 215.
He don't look 6'1".
He's almost untackable too. You can't tackle him. He gets away out of so many things.
I take Penix over.
I'm not riding with you on this one. I usually do. I can't ride with you.
I'm not the only one riding this way.
No chance I'm saying Penix stinks. No. I would still take, but in college football right now, I'm taking Daniels from LSU. I mean,
I would definitely take
the first
Daniels.
person I would take now because he makes all the throws and how he escapes. It's unreal. But in today's world, you have to have the ability to escape. This guy changes everything when you can escape and keep plays alive and move around. But watching those guys
play. 2 guys I'd take ahead of him.
In his career, some quick math here. Caleb Williams is in his 3rd year in college, first year with Oklahoma, to now with USC. He has 91 passing touchdowns, and he has 13 interceptions.
He's a freak.
91 touchdowns, 13 picks.
He's a freak for sure. His stats are good.
69% completion this year.
His stats are
at
good.
USC.
Yeah.
Now he's not going to win the Heisman because they've lost 3 games now, and he's out of the race. But he's still a very good quarterback.
A tough locker room.
He's very good.
That's a tough locker room right now. They're completely out of any of their goals they were going to do. Now it's like, what are we doing?
More.
What are they doing?
They could lose 2 more.
Yeah.
They could lose 2 more.
Yeah. Are you saying you would want him on an NFL team or your college team? What are you saying about Caleb?
If I was an NFL, I'd take. There's some guys I'd take. Oh, I'd want him on a college team. Obviously.
I'm just making sure.
Yeah.
It was remarkable.
I'm not as freaked out by him.
He made some throws. He did some things to escape.
Oh, he makes incredible throws. I mean, he does. There's no doubt about that. I don't like the way. I don't know. There's some things I don't like.
All right.
The quarterback of the weekend is Milroe.
Yeah.
From Alabama.
Yeah.
How he played. His escapability, his true quarterback runs, how he played.
He got sprinters.
Right now. Can Alabama win it all?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Milroe, when
they can absolutely win it all.
When he's running, it's fast. Then when he goes to another gear, it's like, whoa.
A couple times he was going to do a little move and hit it and put his foot in the ground. It was like, what was he? What was he? What kind of horse?
Thoroughbred.
No. Loose horse.
Horse got loose.
It's like, oh man, I get to see him. It's incredible to watch.
Big horse.
And they're gonna play Georgia, and that's gonna be a big boy game.
Nick's got it going.
Yeah.
Nick's got it.
Didn't look good early this year, but now they got it rolling up there.
Just think about this: what they looked like on offense, and at one point in time was a score 3-3 against South Florida in the 4th quarter. Is it like 3-3?
Yeah, they lost. They won 17.
They won 17-10 or
17-10. 17-3, I think.
Whatever it was. But it was a 1-score game.
Yes, it was 10-3 late in the game.
Yeah. It was incredible. They couldn't move the ball anywhere. Also,
I see what you're saying.
Yes.
Also, the game that was of note, which I thought was incredible, was dang it, I'm going to draw a complete blank on it. It was Memphis and South Florida, 59-50. Imagine that you score 50 and lose.
Oh God,
score 50 points and lose.
Did that happen in Nebraska with Callahan?
Yeah, 65-51. They lost to the last game of the Callahan.
That's when I knew there was trouble.
51 points and lost by 14. It was
That's not when I knew there was trouble. There was trouble, but it always freaked me out. You can score 51 and lose by 14.
Yeah, there's enough time for that game apparently. Regarding Nebraska, 402-464-5685. Call or text as always. So you've got 3 games left on the schedule. Now, you can look at it 2 different ways. If you're still playing for the West title, that's up for grabs, but you have some people, some fans that have some scarred memories of recent years not making bowl games, not one since 2016. Your most winnable game of the schedule left, you just lost, right? 2-win Michigan State. You had a chance to get the monkey off your back and now play with house money. You've already got the bowl game. You're going for the West. Now you're not guaranteed a bowl game. Maryland is a 1.5-point favorite on early line against Nebraska. They've lost 4 straight. You talked. They had negative 49 rushing yards against Penn State in a 51-15 loss. But I know we hate saying the term must win because people view it different ways. But in terms of Nebraska, it feels like to me Saturday is that way for the Huskers.
Ooh, really?
Because Wisconsin is struggling. They are. They just lost to Indiana, but that's a road game. Nebraska's not played well on the road, right? This season, Illinois, they won that game 20-7.
That was a good win. That was a good road.
You've got 2 teams that, although you snapped the streak against Iowa last year, they have beaten you a lot of times in the last 7-8 years.
Right.
As is Wisconsin, you've not beaten Wisconsin since 2012.
The must win to me would be if they lose the next two, then it's a must win against Iowa.
Well, that's no doubt. You got to come on.
No, see, my point is,
come on.
My point is, this is not a must win. I mean,
I just think mentality wise.
No, I just completely disagree because I hate the term mainly.
I know you do.
Every win's.
Yeah, I despise the term too, but yes, it's a critical one, obviously. Because the thing that's just bizarro world is that after the whole thing plays out all week, is that still in their own control of the winning the West, not just going to a bowl game. They're still when you have
in that
context, when you look at Maryland, what do they have right now? They're like, hey, if we can somehow get to the whatever bowl game, they're trying to get to a bowl game. They're 5-4, and they're right now just looking for them. Pull up Maryland's schedule. This is a must win for Maryland.
Two big ones.
This is a must win for Maryland because they've got 2 games left.
East Powers.
It's not Powers, but Rutgers, which in my mind is playing very well.
They got that.
They are.
So they have
Maryland. They plays Nebraska this week. Then they play home against Michigan, and then they're at Rutgers to end the season.
Oh, I thought they had one more of the Powers.
No.
Well, Michigan.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought they had 2 Powers, but they got one.
So they got to try to go to Rutgers after they play Michigan. So the only really the chance for Maryland to make a bowl game is this Saturday. If they're looking at it, if they're looking at it, if there's a radio show right now in Maryland,
there's not.
There's not. Let's say someone's doing one.
They're not talking
about
podcast.
They're
not. I don't think they talk about Maryland football much out there. But anyway,
Ravens.
There's probably a show somewhere like a podcast by a student, and he's probably saying, "Hey, if you want to get to a bowl game, this is the one you need to win." And then there'll be some people right now probably on that. They're like, "Do we even want to get to a bowl game?"
That's the thing.
There's not a lot of motivation.
No,
because the best they can probably do is 6-6, and right now they're 5-4, but they've lost 4 in a row. So what is there? Where are they? And the one time you thought they would kind of rally back a little bit would be at home against Penn State. That's their deal. Remember,
no rally.
Remember a couple of years ago they went to Penn State and there was a bunch of
we
are Maryland. That was the big deal. We are Maryland, and so Penn State remembered that. But you think that had been the time they would have rallied? I guarantee that stadium was sold out. I guarantee it was full. There's a lot of Penn State fans.
51-15 blowout.
Yeah, it was ugly. It was absolutely ugly. And defensively, Maryland's been playing. They had played decent in the first 5 games. They played decent against Ohio State, and then it's just crumbled. It's just like a house of cards.
I haven't scouted them very close. I just know they're not running it well. But you also know if you give
Talia Tungavaloa, quarterback,
if you give him time,
he's going to make 2 critical errors in the game, though. He'll throw it to Nebraska twice.
Ooh, that would be good.
He'll throw it to him twice.
That'd be good.
We thought that would happen this week.
I get where you're coming from on the must-win thing. I get it. It's a big one. And it got bigger.
It's the problem because you haven't beat Wisconsin such a long time. Now you can end that streak and get to a bowl game that way. That's awesome.
Not
but
that much.
I just think I don't want to have the situation again where you've now lost 3 straight games and you have Iowa to close the season. And if you win, you're
that would be
in.
A must-win.
If you don't, you're out. And now you
nailed that one.
That's the way I look at it.
You go from unbeaten October to a winless November, and then you just have nothing to build. You're not building off of anything again. That'd be the problem. That's why I'm saying clinch the bowl game this weekend. And okay. Monkeys off the back. Now, okay, you're playing with house money. Go beat Wisconsin. Go beat Iowa.
And you still have a shot in the West.
Absolutely.
That's the biggest thing this week that bothered me. Like, God, you could have kept pace with Iowa. And the other 2 teams, Minnesota and Wisconsin, both lost.
Iowa won 10-7. Now they're first by themselves in the West.
I would not have guessed Minnesota. I would not have guessed Minnesota losing or Wisconsin.
That was the most remarkable loss that I might have seen in years.
Really?
Yeah, they went 85 plays. 85 yards in 3 plays with the backup quarterback. The quarterback got knocked out.
Altmaier got
knocked out. And the guy came in, they're on their own 15, it's 4th and 11. 4th and 11.
So they drove the field?
They threw 3 passes. Yeah, drove the field. Yeah, hit a seam ball against cover 2.
Minnesota doesn't have a bad defense.
No, not a bad defense.
It's not great.
No.
But it's not bad.
No.
God.
Yeah. Went backup quarterback, hadn't played all year, basically. Goes in, 4th and 11, completes 3 balls. He was 3 for 3 for 85 yards.
John Paddock.
Yeah, came in and went 3 for 3.
John Paddock.
This is it's as remarkable. It's as remarkable.
Bill's right.
It's as remarkable as the Georgia Tech, where they had 74 yards passing, then 75 yards in the last 3 plays.
So Bill's right. So on 3rd and 11, Altmaier gets sacked. Okay, so it is 4th and 11. Then Paddock comes in and gets a first down to Isaiah Williams, 22-yard pass, and then a 17-yard pass, and then a 46-yard pass for a touchdown. With the backup. That was Altmaier started the drive.
Yeah, that's nuts.
And that was going to, think where Minnesota would be in the driver's seat.
I know.
Think where they would be.
I know.
They have
that's
the win.
A horrible loss.
Yeah.
That's a crushing loss to PJ Fleck.
And then now who do they have this week? Is it Ohio State this week?
I don't know if it's this week.
I think they have
No, they have Purdue, I think, this week. And then it goes
Purdue, yes. They're at Purdue. Then
it basically took Minnesota out of because they can't beat.
No, they're out.
They're not going to beat Ohio State.
Yeah,
they're out.
So that took them out.
So Fleck has designs on all these big jobs. I don't know now. I mean, it doesn't look good for him. That's
It was a horrible loss.
Horrifying.
Yeah, at home.
Wisconsin on the road is still a bad loss.
The backup quarterback just gashes him on one drive for 3 straight plays.
3 for 3, 85 yards.
Including a 4th and 11.
They literally, too, and when they scored, there were still 50 seconds left. They scored that. They hit the ball. It's like, they have enough time? Yeah. There was still 50 seconds left. They hit a bomb on them right down the seam.
Good God.
More next, or they're breaking the ticket.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
If you're not going to Memorial Stadium for a home game and don't have any travel plans for away games, there's a great place in Omaha to catch the action, the Inner Rail Food Hall. There's plenty of space. The Backstretch Bar has amazing game specials on game days. $15 Blue Moon and Bud Light pitchers, $6 margaritas, and $6 Moscow Mules. And if you're hungry, take in some of their great options from their game day pizza specials. Do football game day right in the Inner Rail Food Hall in Exarban Village in Omaha.
Hi, Sean Callahan here. Coppell Chevrolet GMC and man of the October incentives get better. You won't want to miss this. Happening right now at Coppell. You have 0% financing or $6,500 off MSRP on select new half-ton crew cab pickups. Yes, you heard right. Happening right now until the end of the month. 0% financing or $6,500 off sticker price. Those incentives are the best we've seen this entire year. Hurry on in while supplies last. Just take that short money-saving drive down 144th Street or check us out online at CoppellCars.com. You'll be glad you did. All offers include trade-in bonus and with roof credit.
It's football season in Nebraska, and that means coaches are busy making game plans. I'm Eric Hagan with Liberty Law Group. Teams make game plans because no two opponents are the same. At Liberty Law, we understand no two cases are the same. Whether facing a DUI, criminal charge, or you were injured and it wasn't your fault, we tailor our legal game plan to meet your unique needs. Liberty Law's relentless trial attorneys serve all of Nebraska. To learn more, visit libertylawnebraska.com. That's libertylawnebraska.com.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric is the call I make when I have a need for plumbing services. Whether it's for my home or office, if I need a repair to a water heater, softener, or even my garbage disposal, I know I can count on Action to help. In one simple call, their amazing customer service team promptly schedules a service call, often getting to my needs within a day. Action delivers honest quality services we can count on. To learn more, visit actionlincoln.com.
All right, Rico, let's do the final checklist before we head out. We have a lot of people coming to the tailgate today. I'm ready. Burgers? Check. Chips? Check. Icy cold beer? Check. Except this one. I'm forgetting something. Wait a second. Where's the Führer's cheese spread? I can't stop eating it. Rico, relax. I always pack extra. It's the biggest hit of the tailgate.
For the best appetizer, party dip, and tailgate snack, load up on Führer's cheese spread today. Found in most local grocery stores.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine. Gray Diesel and Equipment Services is your go-to place in Lincoln for repairs and maintenance for diesel pickups to Class 8 over-the-road trucks and trailers, from bumper pole utility to full-size semi. Gray performs DOT inspections and are a service provider for fleet companies like ARI, Element Fleet, and FleetNet. They're a family-owned business in operation since 1952, and they keep a clean, friendly shop. Customer service is their top priority. Give Gray Diesel and Equipment Services a visit today, with easy access just off I-80 and North 56th Street.
It's the best time of the year to order a new John Deere self-propelled windrower from Landmark Implement during the early order program. Hay harvest is a race against time. Order a new John Deere self-propelled windrower to harvest your hay quickly and efficiently while promoting quick dry down for high-quality hay. Now is the time to lock in the best price of the year. Contact your local Landmark location for full details on a new self-propelled windrower and experience the Landmark difference.
At Fairway Meat Market, you're family. And as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Thanksgiving is near, and Fairway is now taking orders for fresh turkeys, holiday hams, prime ribs, holiday trays, and more. Save yourself the stress of waiting until the last minute and order ahead this year for your holiday meals at Fairway Meat Market in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
Hi, it's Joel Norman, the voice of your Lincoln Stars hockey team. Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket every Tuesday night from 8 to 9 p.m. to hear the latest on the Stars with myself, head coach Rocky Russo, and special player guests.
This
good morning, little brother.
is Early Break with Zip and Jay, brought to you by Gaina Trucking. Weekday mornings from 6 to 8 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We just had a visit from a listener. Jesse from Southeast Kansas came in. He's got a Pittsburgh State Gorillas shirt on today. Sweatshirt. His son's visiting campus today at UNL. So shout out, 5-hour drive. Bill thought he said 9. And we said, how is that possible?
I don't want to jump on this guy. Driving a tractor is like we're
taking gravel road.
Went the wrong way.
Gravel
Him
roads.
looks like a horse and buggy.
His son is an honors student.
Yeah,
that's right.
That helps.
They put you up at the Graduate, which you've been to. I've never
been to Graduate.
Have you both been there?
You've never been in the building before?
Never been there?
Nope.
Be a great place for you to nap. You'd love it.
That is a good nap spot. I can show you a good spot to nap
really?
there. Oh yeah. This is a
Okay.
good one.
Yeah,
I have not done it, but
I really enjoy the location.
Okay, guys.
So shout out to him. From the YouTube stream.
Yeah, get it going, Jake.
This is from Walter in Pennsylvania.
Oh boy, I know Walter.
And Walter says, last week, Sip picked Minnesota to win the division. Hashtag jinx. You remember that, Sip?
I did.
You did.
I thought even with Ohio State.
I didn't push back on that. I wasn't pushing back like it was
I thought
ludicrous.
Because they would have tiebreakers over everybody if they did what I thought they would do. You know, they'd have a tiebreak over Nebraska, tiebreak over Iowa, and then tiebreak over Wisconsin. They get Wisconsin and Minneapolis. So much for that. Done.
That is a brutal loss. You've taken the lead. You've got them pinned down. The quarterback gets knocked out. It's 4th and 11. And
they're in Minneapolis, right?
Would you say there was a potential coaching error on that one? I would say yes. They went just 4-man rush, and they're able to sit down in the zone to get the curl route for the first down. I'm like, I might heat him up a little bit.
Heat him up.
New quarterback in the game. If he has one call, the ball's got to get out. That was probably not going with any sort of screen game at that time.
That's on your own field.
On your own field. Boy, you want to talk about just being completely gutted, that would get you right there. It's like, he's like, hey, I'm finally going to get to the Big Ten championship game, and now I'm not.
Nope.
Now I'm not.
Nope. That's over. It's pretty much over.
Now,
Iowa in the driver's seat.
Yes, and we mentioned, we didn't really go into full detail, but the Indiana game against Wisconsin. Wisconsin looked like they're in the driver's seat a couple weeks ago, and then they lose to Ohio State by 14, which is understandable last week, and then Indiana happens. Again, we thought it could happen. Yeah. I didn't expect that it would. We thought it could. I didn't think that it would happen, but they lose to Wisconsin. And I don't know where your head's at now.
Indiana was tied with Penn State in the fourth quarter.
They were.
At Penn State.
They were.
And it was a sleeper game. So those early games, sleeper game. But they played really hard. And I didn't get to see. I was flipping back and forth. There was so much going on on TV.
Wisconsin's really hurting on offense because they don't have their starting quarterback. Now they don't have Braylon Allen. They don't have Ches Maluzzi. Their receivers are substandard. They just don't have much on offense. Braylon Allen's out. Now I don't know what his prognosis is.
So Wisconsin did have 344 yards. They had a decent yardage.
It wasn't horrific. They took a lot of, which means they played decent because they took some losses on there. They took some sacks, and so if they had 344 overall, it means they moved the ball a little bit. But
344 is
still shocking. That's a
20-14 Indiana. 20-14, and
Tom Allen's not getting fired.
No.
He will not get fired.
They're 3-6, but they're playing good ball right now. They're competitive.
What you look at is
you don't think he'll get fired.
You always look at if I'm an AD or president, like, has he lost the team? No, they go to Penn State where they should have maybe got beat by 40, and the game's tied. In the end of the game, remember they had the ball driving to go tie the game, and then they had a sack fumble. Something weird happened at the very end. So they're tied in the fourth quarter at Penn State.
They would owe him $20 million.
That's the other reason too. If it was they owe him, $400,000. No.
They would owe him $20 million, which is there's no oil money in Indiana. Mm-hmm. I mean, that money would Jimbo, they got to pay $77 million. That's oil stain money. Yeah. There's no oil in Indiana.
Oil stain,
there's oil stains on that money.
It's like you're on Dallas talking to JR.
That's oil money down there.
That money is still real money. Yeah. You have to pay someone. I just had the break. Me and Jay go, imagine just saying we're going to give him a check for $76 million. $76 million. When, like I said, when the payout went at somewhere in the 20s. Remember Ed Ogeron said, would they owe him like 18,000 or 20? When he said, I'll take that money. I'll take that check.
Million?
Whatever it was. He goes, I'll take that and I'll walk out of here. No problem. Imagine $76 million.
Yeah.
And don't forget now, he's also been being paid really well for the last 25 years as an assistant coach and a head coach. So he's going to have like $150 million in the bank. So
can he go coach again somewhere, right, Jimbo?
I would imagine so, but it's just one of those. It's a bad situation right now. It really is.
Come on, they're 5-4. It's not that bad.
Paying.
But maybe they bring him back.
They might. Well, let's see what happens at A&M.
Run it back, Jimbo. He's losing a lot of close games.
A lot of coaches do that. Yeah. It's a pretty standard procedure for teams that lose. It's usually close losses.
I can't imagine if they might be able to beat LSU because LSU they'll have a hard time to see whatever the injury is with Daniels. If it is a broken jaw and he's done for the year, then then A&M can.
But here's the deal, Bill.
Beat LSU.
Does a A&M win against a 3-loss LSU team save Jimbo? Probably
the pundits say no.
Probably not.
The pundits say doesn't matter.
It's a 3-loss LSU.
It's just they're like, what is that? Yeah. And especially if they beat him without the quarterback, without Daniels playing, they're gonna be like, whatever.
Yeah. We're talking too much about Jimbo.
I saw a lot of feedback on Twitter this weekend regarding Wisconsin. X. Going back to the Badgers real quick. Yeah, X. Yeah, sorry, on X. Excuse me. The proper name is X.
Gosh, dang. That's what I do, Bella.
We looked at when Iowa played Wisconsin back in October. Remember, I said I was blown away by how many times they threw the ball in that crap weather and they lost the game. Wisconsin with Locke. Yeah. In this game against Indiana, I know Allen's out. I get that. They threw the ball 41 times, ran it 25 times. Yeah, that's not Wisconsin football.
You wouldn't think.
There'll be pushback on that. Yeah. You were there for you said the dairy raid was not going over well.
No, I was sitting in the bar and we were walking. They were like, run the ball. This was a classic game because they were at one point in time, middle of the third quarter, they're tied with Ohio State.
That game turned into it was 10-10, and also they got stopped when they take a field goal. They like 1 inch from scoring this. They could have been in the lead. That happens a lot when you spend all that energy. Yeah. Then you go to a sleeper crowd at 11 a.m. kick
11 a.m.
in a game that you're supposed to win because your logo says you're going to win.
Hard. There's not a lot of energy. There wasn't a lot of energy in East Lansing. There won't be a lot of energy, by the way, in Madison when Nebraska goes there. You've been there, Jake.
No.
They were good that year.
They were good that year, and there wasn't much energy.
No, it is a front runner crowd. It really is.
In Madison,
it is. It's when it's on. It's top in the country. No one. They're right up there with an LSU night game. Right, all those games. Wisconsin and night game. Like I guarantee you that crowd for the Ohio State game when it was 10
jacked
was just nuts. I mean, it is nuts. I've been there for it. That when I was at when I was at Wisconsin and we beat Nebraska that year, Melvin Gordon's year.
Oh yeah,
that was
we talking about that.
That place was nuts.
It was
nuts. There'll be no nuts now.
No, I was
nuts
struck
was over.
the last time they were there, so 2 years ago.
Yes,
what does Wisconsin have left? We know they have Huskers, and we know they have Minnesota. Who do they have this week?
Badgers play Northwestern this week.
We're
at home.
At home.
See, then
that's going to be a tight game. That will be a very tight
11.5 point favorites are the Badgers.
It was amazing a couple years ago when we were there how dead it was. It was amazing to me. Just walking to the stadium, how, they had tents for people and there were nobody in them. I mean, it's like, whoa.
I found a lot of Nebraska fans there, but I couldn't find Wisconsin fans.
It was a
good game, 35-28. Nebraska was a bad team. I mean, they were not going to a bowl game. They had just fired and more coaches, more assistants, right?
Yeah.
There's a really good chance that's going to be one of those 11 a.m. sleepers. When I was at,
they're saying night game on Nebraska, Wisconsin.
Really?
Yeah, they've been talking about an NBC game is what they've been talking about. Yeah.
In general, I know that's where the difference has been with NBC coming in is they're playing night games in November. That never happened in the Big Ten.
I know.
Big Ten was always like, there's no night games in November, and now they're playing
washed away.
Like, hey, if we're going to pay you all this money, we'll tell you when to play.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a great game this week though. The night game it's
which is.
I think it's Ohio State, Michigan State.
Oh,
is that right?
It's the NBC night game. Ohio State, Michigan State. Check that.
Check it out.
It sure is. Ohio State's a 31.5 point favorite in that ball game. 6:30 on NBC this week. So watch that one. Let's play the game. So give us a call right now at 464-5685. Your chance to win a business box of bagels to Bagels and Joe. It's been a very good run for you recently on the game show. A 5-0 week 2 weeks ago. I think you were 3-2 this past week, winning week. Did you win Friday or not, Bill? In Sip's place? I know Big Swim gave me an answer for you.
No, we got rolled.
Got rolled.
Yeah,
okay.
it was.
That happens.
Yeah, we got rolled. It wasn't good.
Okay. Today's topic is Heisman winners of the past. I'll give you the.
What are you going to give us?
School, position, and year. You can tell me the name.
How could you not win?
We should go 4 for 4. I'm trying to give some confidence boost here.
This is scary.
Because we should nail it,
know.
and we won't.
Right, exactly.
Thank you.
We're going to look dumb.
That's why it's scary.
Yeah.
Craig. 464-5685. Shut Up Sipple starts right now.
We've all been there. You're listening to the radio, and then that rage starts to grow inside of you. It starts to consume you. It gets to a point where you just want to yell, "Shut up, Sipple!" No, sorry. I'm sorry. Well, here's your chance. It's time to shut up, Sipple. Call now to play. 464-5685. Shut up, Sipple. Brought to you by Bagels and Joe.
464-5685. Call the Dick Down Sip and Trivia. Heisman Trophy winners of the past.
Can we just describe the man?
No.
Yes.
Sadly,
I can tell you about big wins he had.
His hair was perfect. No, I don't want that.
I
No
can
words
describe players better than I can name them.
Okay. We've got Craig. Craig, how do you feel today about Heisman winners of the past?
I'm feeling pretty good about this topic.
All right. Well, Bill is a lifeline for SIP for one question as always.
Craig,
first question goes to you. Here we go. What Miami, Florida quarterback won the Heisman Trophy in 1986?
Vinny Testaverde.
Brilliant.
Testaverde is correct.
I would have got that wrong.
I had that one.
Vinny Testaverde.
Testaverde won a Heisman.
He did in 1986. Good job to Craig. All right, first question, Sip down 1-0. What Colorado running back won the Heisman Trophy in 1994?
Rashawn Salam.
8-man football.
Brilliant. He was 8-man guy?
8-man football out of San Diego.
Wow.
Okay, 1-1.
Okay, Bill's still in play. Back to you, Craig. 1-1 tie. What Oklahoma quarterback won the Heisman Trophy in 2003?
Got it. Covered.
Josh
Heupel.
Oh, steal that one. You got it.
Okay, now, just as I was saying that I knew it, it could be one of two.
It's not. It's one.
Did they have two guys in that era that won?
No.
So it's just his. I can just do his last name. Blonde hair dude. Blonde hair.
Yeah.
White.
Brilliant. Jason White.
Yeah.
Jason White.
Jason White is correct.
Probably one of the least talked about Heisman Trophy winners ever.
Did they have a guy? Didn't they have a guy that started with a B that was good right then, Jake? Start with a B, last name start with a B. text line.
I'm gonna think about that.
Probably
Probably.
right in that era. I thought maybe he won a Heisman. But anyway, White got it. Bam.
Okay, for the win.
Talking about Bradford.
Yeah. Brad,
he won the 2010.
Did he win the Heisman?
I don't know.
2010
I don't know.
maybe. Yeah.
Did he win it? I don't
Did he
know.
win the Heisman?
I think he did.
I'm talking about Bradford.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he did. So you're not that far
Okay.
off, but no. Okay, but you're right. Jason White was the correct answer. For the win, Bills in play. What Ohio State quarterback won the Heisman Trophy in 2006?
Oh, I can see him right there. He went to the Ravens.
You got it.
I don't know the name.
Oh. Okay, now I got to dig in here. You don't know the name.
Don't know it.
The little, kind of a littler dude,
Yep,
stocky
5'10".
dude.
5'10".
Stocky dude could really
Yep.
run it.
Yep.
5 seconds. If you miss this, Craig can steal. Go the tiebreaker. 2-1 lead. 5.
Last name Smith.
Yes.
Brilliant.
And Craig is gone. He hung up. The answer was Troy Smith.
Troy Smith.
Troy Smith. So congrats. 1-0 start to the week. Tiebreaker. This goes to Bill. All right, Bill. Speaking of Vinny Testaverde, how many NFL seasons did he play?
16.
Zip.
God.
Zip over under 16 for Vinny Testaverde.
I just think my first gut instinct was 11, so I'm going under.
How about 21 seasons, Vinny Testaverde?
Was he a backup a lot of the time?
He started most of his career.
What did
Yeah. Bucks, Jets,
21.
Cowboys.
Imagine his pension.
Jiminy Christmas.
He holds the record for most losses by a starting quarterback in a career with 123 in the NFL.
Wow. 21
He's
years.
barely over 500 in his career in the NFL.
Okay.
I think.
21.
Heisman Trophy winner, national champion.
21
years in the
seasons.
NFL.
Not a bad run for Vinny.
Yeah.
Not a bad
God,
run.
healthy. Stayed healthy.
2-time Pro Bowler.
Yes.
Never an All-Pro. Testaverde. Lasted
What's the
forever.
difference?
All-Pro would be like you're the absolute best. You're not
pick.
one of the best. You are the
You can
best.
go to the Pro Bowl and not be all pro.
Okay.
Yes.
Correct. Yes.
Thank you.
Anytime you say you're a Pro Bowler is still pretty impressive.
It's impressive,
You-
but
if
All-Pro.
if you made it.
Okay. All pro, you're like the first team.
First
That's
team.
right. You're like-
There's a first team and a second team all pro.
You're like one of the two best of the whole NFL. Like you're,
I think they take 4 quarterbacks on each side for Pro Bowlers. They probably take 4 on each side.
It's one
but there's only
quarterback.
one or there's only 2 that are first team or second team.
I'm
That's
just-
pro.
I'm just starting to follow sports. So I don't know.
we're aware.
You're checked out.
He was checked out for a long time. When we come back,
Wait, look at
what are you
Sybil's
doing with the
cup.
coffee there?
Just look at the side of it. There's coffee everywhere.
It's not on the desk, though. It was spilled elsewhere. It was not here.
It's not on the desk.
No,
on
it's
the desk.
everything's safe here and clean. Spillover is next. An early break in the ticket.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
If you want all the latest technologies from those big banks, but you also want that hometown feel when you walk in the front doors, choose Midwest Bank. They have top-notch technology. They make banking so easy, and they also have the friendliest staff who will take their time to get to know you and treat you like family. You get the best of both worlds when you choose Midwest Bank. I live on the go, and now I can bank on the go. With Midwest Bank, I have everything I need at my fingertips. I'm volleyball player Allie Batenhorst, and at Midwest Bank, you'll love banking here.
Constructors Inc., a Nebco company, is now hiring mechanics to maintain fleet equipment and vehicle operations. Constructors offers mechanics a competitive salary, 4-day work weeks with overtime options, a $5,000 hiring bonus, a tool allowance, and great benefits. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. Apply today for their open mechanic positions. Visit constructorslincoln.com.
Hey, it's Jake Sorensen. Tune in this Thursday as Early Break with myself, Steve Sipple, and Bill Busch, broadcast from the Nebraska Army National Guard UNL East Campus Readiness Center to honor Veterans Day. You won't want to miss this one. That's this Thursday for Early Break from 6 to 8 a.m. at the UNL East Campus Readiness Center, just north of 33rd and Holdridge.
Vershawn Jackson for Brant Excavating. Brant's been in business for 29 years, and they specialize in a variety of things. If you're looking for someone to get the job done in precision demolition, excavating, trucking, mass grading, and site prep, Brant is the place to call. To set up a quote or learn more, call Brant Excavating at 402-474-4113 or go to BrantExcavating.com. They're also hiring, so join the team today. Brant Excavating, a part of the Bauer brand, who reminds you, go big Brant!
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1, what's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2, join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving. Go cardio crazy in our clean and spacious clubs, or get down with some dumbbells and strength equipment. Step 3, bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month. It's glow time. See club for details.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
You're counting on your team to win, so why not prove it? At Warhorse Sportsbook, their win is your win. Put your money where your mouth is on nearly every sporting event. Use the Warhorse app to check odds and build your bets before placing your wagers in person at Warhorse Casino in Lincoln or Horseman's Park in Omaha, including live in-game betting. No bets, no glory. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
It's the best time of the year to order a new John Deere self-propelled windrower from Landmark Implement during the early order program. Hay harvest is a race against time. Order a new John Deere self-propelled windrower to harvest your hay quickly and efficiently while promoting quick dry down for high-quality hay. Now is the time to lock in the best price of the year. Contact your local Landmark location for full details on a new self-propelled windrower and experience the Landmark difference.
If you struggle with joint pain, there's good news. You don't need surgery to get back to full health. South Point Medical and Aesthetics offers breakthrough non-surgical options for treatment of moderate to severe joint pain. Our patients experience little to no downtime from our procedures, and the results are remarkable. They've had 14 years of successful treatments with patients from 35 states because of an effective word-of-mouth traffic. Learn more about how you can get lasting results for joint pain today at southpointmedical.com or call 402-323-8400.
The Southern Pecan Cake from Beatrice Bakery. They don't just let you call anything Southern, especially when it's baked right here in Nebraska. There are standards you have to meet, like a rich, decadent, moist caramel cake? Check. Bursting with too many large pecans to count? Check. Big enough to share with the whole group? Check. But delicious enough that you won't want to share? A big check on that one. The Southern Pecan Cake, the newest cake to the Beatrice Bakery lineup. Try it for yourself at Beatrice Bakery. Online at BeatriceBakery.com. Welcome to our world of yum.
Gray Diesel and Equipment Services is hiring and seeking motivated applicants. Gray offers a second-to-none benefit package that includes health, dental, vision, 401k, paid vacation, and paid holidays. They offer great pay and tuition reimbursement or a tool purchase program for qualified candidates. It's a fun, friendly team with lots of variety and work assignments, so there's something for everybody. View and apply for their job openings today at grayusa.com or visit them in person just off I-80 and North 56th Street. Come be a part of the Gray difference.
This
Anybody who knows me knows I was cocky out of the womb.
is Early Break with Zip and Jake, brought to you by Gaina Trucking. Weekday mornings from 6 to 8 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
said that nice. It is a full house for the spillover. Raph and AD are both with us, sponsored by South Point Medical and Aesthetics. Trying to recover from a loss this weekend of Nebraska football in East Lansing. Only one person.
And the Dolphins.
And the Dolphins. No, Steelers won, though. Steelers got the win.
Yeah.
Broncos had a bye week, so he can't lose. Only I am at it, besides an NFL team, the only one that lost of anybody here.
What a crushing loss for the Dolphins.
Thank you. Yeah, they fought back.
Germany.
They definitely fought back.
They smoking cigarettes over there and get beat.
Yes, I sent Bill and Sip a screenshot that a Dolphins reporter said, I'm stunned by all the cigarettes I'm seeing smoked in the stands here in Germany. I'm like, these guys want to be there.
I'd love to be there. I'd love to see that. Burning heaters right in the stadium. I don't even smoke cigarettes, but I gotta try one. Just give me one. Just to say I did
Just
it
the
in the
smell,
NFL stadium.
the idea of it.
That's a thing in Germany.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Apparently so.
Yeah.
At the game. So
can we talk about something?
Yes, Bill. What do you got?
FSPs.
And what
we
are
had,
FSPs?
We had a field storming possibilities.
Thank you.
We had several. Some got close, but the one at Bedlam
Yeah.
was incredible. There was at one point in time the stands are almost empty, and they basically took everyone out of the stands and they put them onto the field.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a difference.
There's a big crowd there, though.
But there's a big difference between field storming and field storming. Then they tear the goalposts down.
Yeah.
So if you guys watched when the goalpost actually went down, it could have snapped and killed 100 people.
Yep.
I mean, there was people like just screaming. All of a sudden, when it finally goes,
It went down hard.
It went down hard, but like at Kansas, when Lance upset Oklahoma, when they carried it out and threw it in the pond. That's what you should do. We'd love to see it. At, like what's it? Oak Lake.
Yeah.
We'd love to see one of our.
That's where it would go for sure.
We'll go to Oak Lake.
Yeah.
But maybe
Or Salt Creek.
Salt Creek.
Get closer.
It's not very hard. Get out to Capitol Beach. Maybe
That'd be
run out
hard.
there. It'd be hard, but get out there.
You could do it.
But they
Just
could
whip
do it.
down West Elk.
I asked Lance after the game if he helped him throw the goalpost into the lake. He goes, nobody asked me.
Nobody asked.
Nobody asked at all.
But the difference was, so I talked to friends of mine on staff at Arizona because Arizona's beat three ranked teams in a row.
God.
And they
should have beat USC
and they
too.
stormed and they should have beat USC and they stormed the field twice. They stormed again as they beat UCLA. So I asked, I said, hey, did the goalposts come down? He goes, no, they have the instant collapsibles. Because as soon as the game's over, they collapse. And I'm like, that's embarrassing. That's embarrassing.
You should be ashamed of
If you
yourself.
play in a game that's big enough that the goalposts are coming down, let the goalposts
Embrace
come down.
it.
Let it
And really come down.
really come down. Really come down.
What other field storming situations?
That was it. That's the only two that made it. That was who that made it. We had a bunch of ones that come in close. I mean, Rutgers, were they going to beat them? But they had a chance to go up 2 scores in the third quarter against Ohio State. If they score a touchdown and go up by like 13 or 12, whatever, it would have been interesting to the very end.
Yeah.
It really would have been. It would have been right to the bitter end. But it would have been interesting. And also on that play, there was a clear targeting. There was a targeting. They
didn't see that
They
one.
returned a interception, 97 yards for a
They
touchdown.
did.
Ohio
Yep.
State to take
Ohio
the lead.
State. And there was targeting?
Yeah, and there was targeting on it.
Well,
Yeah.
keep in mind. Okay, so Rutgers is up 9-7 then.
At halftime. Yes.
Right, and
They're
on that drive, they're on the 20-yard line. They throw a little
pop pass,
pop pass, gets picked off, goes a distance, and that changes the whole tenor of the game. What if they get a field goal or a touchdown? They're up 12-7, or potentially 16-7. And here comes Ohio State a little bit worried at Rutgers. Instead, they pull away, win 35-16. Rutgers falls in
when you talk about plays you don't talk about. Minnesota, PJ Fleck talked about it. So on third down, they had the ball and they threw a play action pop pass to a tight end that's wide open. If he catches it, the game's over. It's it. Wide open, airmails it over his head. So now clock stops. All those things happen. But if they just throw it to him, he's wide open. The game's over. They just talk about the defense in the end giving up the big plays, which was bad. But still, if they just catch the ball, the game's over. Nobody knows anything about it.
Football's
and so it's just crazy stuff. And the same thing happened. We talked about it at Michigan State. I mean, I'm watching as a football coach. I'm like, they're throwing the ball.
Yeah.
I'm like giving Nebraska every chance here to have a chance to go back. So if they run on those 2 plays,
that game's over.
The game, they never have a chance to even.
We never see the ball.
Never see the ball.
I couldn't believe it. There was like 3 minutes left. Nebraska kept on getting the ball back. Oh my God,
they fumbled the ball.
They
And it was like a minute something to
this.
go. I remember the guy saying, the guy goes, "No, they're going to victory right now." I go, "No, there's like 2. No, they're not victory right now."
The broadcast had a rough day.
Had a rough day on that one.
They had a rough day.
It was Brando and Tillman.
Spencer.
They had a rough go.
Did they?
Spencer did it. Spencer called some things out that you would have thought, yeah, they should do that. And Spencer was scratching his head like, what are they doing?
Yeah, there were some different things. There were some things in that game. The best though, the one when they took the shot down the field post
Michigan State.
into double coverage. They had two. I mean, unbelievable. Didn't get intercepted. And then they show the sideline. They show Mark D'Antoni. And it was just
he did a what the
he did
hell?
like an eye roll, like what are you doing?
He did a what the hell? But it wasn't what the
Fred
it wasn't H.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
It was a Fred Sanford. He was
it was like this. It was like what would make you even think about that? And don't forget, they called a halfback pass at the end, also at that same time. They called a halfback pass
late in the game.
Late in the game.
What are you doing?
They called a halfback pass.
Halfback pass.
So much can go wrong. So many things can go wrong.
Just having fun.
Just having fun. Call it. Hey, we practiced it. Go ahead and call it.
Let's go.
Yeah. The Tua thing was not over though. It was miscommunication.
Oh yeah, with Cedric Wilson.
Third down.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be an out route to just get the first down, and Cedric went deep.
Instead of coming.
It wasn't. He didn't throw a dumb pass. It was just miscommunication.
Was that the Cedric Wilson pass?
That was the second to last play of the game.
Yeah,
second to last play.
Had him.
Third and 10.
When was the last time you've seen Tyreek Hill held to 60 yards?
Been a while.
He had a rough day. He had a fumble.
The fumble was the death blow.
It was. But you know what I liked about KC? What's the gentleman's name, number 38, that was covering him?
McDuffie. Trent McDuffie.
He put his hands all over Hill all day. Just throwing off timing.
Right?
Just throwing off time. And there's not a lot of cornerbacks that can do that to Tyreek Hill, though.
Nope.
And not pay for it. But
that's what you got to do.
But also
off coverage on Tyreek Hill, just you can't.
Good luck.
You can't stop it.
Yeah,
you can't stop.
You know what helped though? Them able to give him that opportunity. KC's defensive line was into his face all day long, So you
and it wasn't even Chris Jones blowing stuff.
No, it wasn't. Right?
I know it's just hard.
It's just hard, Jake.
Yeah, listen, what's fun? It wasn't a blowout. The Dolphins have had issues getting blown out, and it looked like a blowout at halftime. 21-0.
When it was 20-0, we got the text from Jake. Dolphins never lose. We get obliterated, annihilated. I think that's what it was. Yeah, we get annihilated.
In big games.
Big games. We don't lose. We get annihilated every time.
Where's it at?
Yeah.
No, it's there's a couple. I can't say one of the words. It says typical. This is our text. I text you. Typical Dolphins never ever show up for big games, and routinely don't just lose, but get annihilated.
And they came back though.
Yeah, and I got happy at that point, and then they lost in predictable fashion. So that's what happened.
The whole thing was thrown off. Go ahead.
I was going to say they could have easily folded 10, and they didn't, though, man.
Yes,
yeah, they did.
They held Mahomes to no points in the second half.
Jeez.
Shut out the Chiefs in the second half.
Pretty good.
Points.
So I
lost.
I talked on air the other day about the ticket, about how lucky I am to be here. Talked about AD. Talked about Raph.
Yeah.
And I had mentioned to Raph. I talked about Raph about how we always text on game days.
I failed.
Raph ghosted me.
What the heck, Raph?
Wow. Raph.
I was
Ghosted
working.
me on Saturday.
There's a lot of things.
Hold on. What were you doing that was like, I want to hear what you were doing. Your phone wasn't available. Yeah, where you're like,
You're right. You're right.
were you moving cattle? What were you doing?
I failed.
on horseback. Is that on horseback? Is that on horseback? You out in Gary, Nebraska on horseback? Is that what it was? Were you laying brick? Were you laying brick somewhere?
I will say this though: the texting can go two ways.
Oh,
You're always the original, though.
You got to start the conversation, Raph. Come on.
I did. Like I said, I was mesmerized by every game. There were so many games going on. It was overload. It was absolutely overload. And I'm going to change. I think me and my wife had this conversation. I told you I'm a clicker. I go back and forth between games. We have to change. We're putting up multiple TVs. You have to have more games on at one time, just to at least have your eyes up. Like, oh wow! You can always flip it back to a bigger screen if you need to, or whatever. But it was like a couple times. It was like, wow! I wish I was watching that. Because you flip back.
How many
over.
going to?
Yeah.
I think just 3. One big and 2 small.
Yeah.
It's a good idea.
And
You
one
know
big
what?
and 2
Man
small.
cave.
Jim Tooth, one of the listeners. Good morning, Jim. It was Sneed, not McDuffie. Sneed.
Oh,
Legarius?
It was?
I think it was Sneed he was
McDuffie.
talking about. Yeah.
Sneed was covering Hill.
It was just being physical, too.
With Hill.
They all were.
We'll see him in the
Yeah.
playoffs again. It's fine.
Yeah.
We'll see him
Jim,
again.
appreciate that, brother.
We'll see him again.
You gotta get Hill.
Hey, the Bills got beat. That make you
The
happy.
Bills, I was happy last night. The
Yes.
Bengals are starting to play good ball. They've won 4 straight.
4 straight.
Burrow looks all is well again.
Yeah.
All is right and that defense is good. The Bengals defense is good. Lou Anarumo is a good defensive coordinator.
Well, they got a good head coach.
Zach Taylor.
I think right now
he's good after
Jake.
week 3 every year. The first 3 weeks they stink, and then they're great the rest of the season. But
Bengals Broncos AFC Championship.
that's not happening.
Could happen.
Before we get out of here, a quick shout out. We've not mentioned this to Nebraska women's basketball. They
Yes.
get a huge, massive commitment from Britt Prince, the star at Elkhorn North.
Oh, that is huge.
Program change.
She's a top 30 player, maybe a top 20 player in the
Number
country.
28.
Yeah.
Number 28.
Number 28.
Number 28 player in the country. She's a stud. That's a huge get for Amy Williams and company.
Is that like a Caitlin Clark?
That's the thought. That's the thought.
Yeah.
She watched her play.
That's a lot to
is really
say.
good.
That's putting the pressure on her.
I don't know what Steph Curry. A lot to ask for, but yeah.
I'm going to reserve judgment on that one. I've been in that Nebraska boat before where we've tagged people as the next grade.
I would not want to tag that's just not correct because Caitlin Clark's one of the best that's ever played the
awesome.
game. Yes.
So congrats to Amy Williams for getting that game, and good luck to Britt Prince in her time.
What was the pass rush move that you were doing?
The snipe.
The snipe.
Feels like I've never heard of
that.
before.
Yeah, I'd snipe. I'm like, what is it? It goes in and out.
That's it for us. The Drive with Rap. Thanks for Steve Sipple and Bill Busch from Jake Sorensen. See ya.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees